Hey!
Welcome, everybody, to the one, the only Toxic Femininity. I'm Midnight's Edge. And I am Tim Connors, and with me is a lovely, lovely panel of ladies with me, as always. We have the one, the only Mandy. Like what?
Like what? Hey, y'all. So, yeah, Monday. Buy my buck. I think that's the best way to do this. Buy my buck. Look, y'all, Lorena last night showed me this nut spray that's supposed to deodorize your ball sack.
Does it help with ligma?
You can ask her for more questions.
In my defense, okay, I was looking on Amazon for that thing you use to debone a fish. Okay, which
that was the boner, the fish boner.
Yeah, the fish.
Such a liar.
Yeah, this was legit. This is legit, and I put it in Amazon to look for it because I'm like, hey, this is great. I don't have to, fillet my own fish. I could use this thing, picks out the fish bone and all that. I'm good. Look at it on Amazon, and it didn't find that, but it found what it thought were close to what I was looking for, which was nowhere near what I was looking for.
It was ball spray. It was ball spray to make your balls, and the reviews on it were great.
Wait, so you send it to Mandy? Why didn't you send it to Tom? Because he's got balls.
I didn't send it to anybody. Well, no, I take
she
that
would
back.
probably send it to me and be like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get the wrong idea."
Yeah,
I'm telling him he's got stinky nuts.
Yeah, you got to be careful with guys. You can't just send it to them because then it's kind of like you're telling them your nuts stink and you need to wash them, and nobody wants to hear that.
But Mandy, I did send it to you because it did have two eyes on it.
It did.
You said, you like to get the spare little peel off eyes.
Was it the little squiggly eyes?
It was googly eyes. The nuts had googly eyes, so it made it better for me. I wasn't as intimidated by them.
The little package had like two eyes on it.
Did you have to say package?
I did. I did. Hey, I didn't come looking for it. It came looking for me. Thank you, Amazon.
Wow. What are they trying to suggest for you? That's so weird.
That Lorena's balls are stinky.
Or she's come in contact with stinky balls. It's because earlier we were going booty, 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 booty.
That's true. That's true. Because we found booty shorts for women. But yeah, I have no idea. I guess it said, fish boner. Guess what? Look at this stuff instead.
That fish has a boner.
Why do I want to see this now? Because of the googly eyes. I'm so curious. Do you have a picture handy?
It was Happy Nuts.
Don't say handy.
It's the name of the product.
I know.
Meant it,
I'm
Tom.
not going back and looking for that. No.
I was happy with that pun.
Nope.
Damn.
That was like finding out what hentai was, and I said, nope, never going back to that.
I don't believe you.
And also with us tonight, we have Nina Infinity. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? I'm good. It's going to be an interesting topic tonight. I am happy to be here with you ladies and Tom. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a good show. I'm happy.
Lie.
It's Monday night. I love Toxic Femme. Let's do this.
You don't have to tell the truth. We understand.
Am I really that bad at it?
No.
Whew.
No, it's fine. You give it just as good as performance as Oscar-winning Puppy does.
Aww. Yay.
Fudge.
He's such a cutie. Look
I
at him.
love it.
Yes.
I love it.
It's so cute.
And last but not least, of course, the one, the only Miss Lorena Creel. How you doing? Spicing up the show for us as always.
Oh, thank you. I am so glad here to be with you ladies and to be here with you, Tom, and to be here with all of you in the chat because I have had a crazy day in corporate America, smacking heads and making people cry. So I'm glad to be here with you guys to just kick back.
Were you like Darth Vader technician today? Remember when you shared that Darth Vader thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I'm just like, I'm going to have to force choke someone today.
Yeah.
Don't threaten us with your sorceress ways, Miss Creel. You start choking a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like, who else wants some? And then, like,
Yeah,
all
you
of
got
them
to
chill right the
you
fuck
got to
out.
make
Like,
sure
no, it's
they
all
know
right.
your dominance.
Yeah.
Show your
Right.
dominance
my.
by choking a bitch.
Don't underestimate the power of the dark side.
Why'd they make him do that
Stealing my
goofy ass
lunch.
spin though? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? That goofy where he does the jump and the little like spiral spin. Palpatine does. It looks
Oh,
really dumb.
Oh, yeah. Like the corkscrew thingy.
Yeah, like the corkscrew spin. Why is he doing that? He looked ridiculous.
That
When?
was kind of funny.
No.
Oh God, which one was it? Oh God,
Like a crouching tiger, hidden dragon kind of something.
I can't think of which one it was in. God,
It's
remember
from
that.
that's from Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. There
Was
you go.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He does
You're
a really
under
cool
arrest.
corpse spin.
No, you're under arrest.
Oh, when he's like attacking Yoda, right? Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay, yeah. I thought for a second it was something like new from like the Rise of Rapatine or whatever.
Like
Nah.
I would have watched that. Like I would have
Watching that
Speaking of
known.
Star Wars, I think that's a perfect segue into, gosh, probably one of the biggest news stories to drop in our community in I don't know how long. But arguably the mother of Star Wars herself decided, I've had enough of this shit. And actually, this was from a while ago, so Lord knows how much more shit she's had enough with since then.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
She called Miss Kathy to task, ladies and gentlemen.
She nuked that heifer from orbit.
Oh,
She did. She did.
like,
You
bitch, you
did.
know my name, you know my number. Why didn't you call me? Now you can, and you on my shit list. You fucked with my children. You fucked with my kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was like, bitch, please.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck with my children.
No.
She will cut a bitch.
Slice.
So we're going to talk about that, and we also have that. Gosh, remember Kelly Sue DeConnick? Anybody remember her?
Nobody
Kelly
remembers, no.
Sue.
Buy my book. No.
Yeah.
No,
If you
no.
don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
Well, sadly, she's out there going, I don't know why people aren't buying my book.
Isn't that funny how that works out when you tell people, if you don't like me, don't buy my shit, and then they don't buy your shit, and then you're sitting around like,
Does that mean
what
people don't like
happened?
me?
It's like, did you not want people to take you seriously?
Yeah,
No.
she came up using them big badass talking words like she was.
Oh,
Don't buy
you see
my
her
book then.
attitude?
All
Oh.
right,
Kind
fine.
of like how basically Brie Larson told everybody that's male and white that they shouldn't go see Wrinkle in Time, and guess what happened? Nobody
Nobody
to see
went.
Wrinkle in
Nobody
Time.
went. Yeah, no problem.
Mind you, that was a freaking terrible movie. So that
I
nobody missed
refuse to
anything.
watch that.
I'm
I
not
said
blaming it
no.
all on Brie, but she didn't help.
No.
I didn't
No.
even realize she was in it.
She's not. She just was. She was the one who went out at that one conference thing.
Oh.
What was it? Female empowerment or female writers in Hollywood or whatever it was. And she's like, we need, or the female critics or whatever, the critics associate, whatever it was. She's like, we need more female diverse voices and criticism. And I don't care what a 40-year-old virgin thinks about fucking Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Yeah, I remember that.
God, she's just a nasty stank attitude.
Yes. Speaking of winning the internet, I can't remember the gentleman who said it, but like there was what was it last week? She had that picture of herself wearing that really revealing fucking outfit.
Oh,
In the
yeah.
woods?
Yeah,
And she's like, if you saw me, what would you say to me or whatever?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, the last thing I would do is ask you for your number or something like that because the TSA agent incident.
I said I would call the fashion police because what the hell was
God,
she
that
wearing?
That was bad. But we're not here to pick on her.
Horrible. No,
Well,
no.
but it's always a good time to
Aw,
be
It
I
is.
was
One thing we
having, I
are
was
gonna
having
do
fun picking on her. Okay, no.
Is we're here to sell
Yes.
Mandy's book for one thing.
Yes.
Dark King is
Yeah,
helping out with that.
Mandy's book.
Buy her
Buy
back.
Mandy's
Yeah.
back.
I bought
Buy
it too. I
Mandy's
can't wait
book.
to get it.
Yeah, because guys, if y'all don't like my politics, still buy my book. I don't add politics into my shit because people don't like that. So buy my book for escapism,
Yes.
not to be preached or woman-splained to.
exactly.
The only ticks that she wants in her life are one she's picking off you in the forest while you're getting busy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my!
Wow.
Don't you know that country song? The excuse to go check each other for ticks or whatever. I can't remember the name of it. It's ticks,
I
but like,
don't
No.
listen to country music,
yeah,
but
it's an older. It's like 10 years, 20 years old.
I believe it.
No,
No,
I don't.
I don't
About
know the
checking for
tick song.
ticks.
I know that one.
checking
That's
for
like
ticks. I know,
you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
No,
so
no,
let's
that's
do
Groundhog
it.
Gang.
That's
That is not
totally
my
different
element.
thing. I know
It's
the
like this
queen of the
guy's
trailer
smooth
park.
game. It's like this
Queen of my double
guy's
wide.
smooth. Yeah, it's this guy's smooth game to get with this chick. They're gonna go check for ticks or whatever. It's like, yeah.
Queen of your devil wad? What?
What?
Double wide.
I have.
She's the queen of my double wide. It's
How the
it's
heck
a
did
country
y'all-
song.
Oh, okay, the fact that I knew that. Y'all didn't know that.
Okay, well, Dark King has another one here. Says for Tom, Mandy 8 quote. Oh, he wants me to play this. See, I didn't have it quite ready.
there's a visual.
What?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What is this?
Visual.
What?
I fucking knew it! Oh!
That's what we're calling it now. Okay.
All right. I can dig it.
Oh my
And then I
gosh,
think
I
Mr.
love
Tickle
that.
Trunk is next, I believe.
Mr. Tickle Trunk for $2 Canadian. Thank you so very much, my dear. Tonight on Toxic Femmes, legit fish boners. What?
Are you okay, Mandy? Is something tapping
My
you down there?
fucking chair, the arm of my chair is stuck up
I
underneath
thought maybe
the
she had a
little
critter
drawer.
on her leg.
No,
That's what I
the
thought too.
No, it's stuck on the drawer, and every time I try to slide out, it won't. My chair's stuck.
Okay.
It won't.
Okay.
It won't move.
Okay.
I figured
Slide
your
out.
possum was back
Hey-o.
and he was like having some fun with your leg or something. And you're just like, knock it off.
No, I'm stuck in this chair. So now it looks like I'm humping, don't it?
It
And then-
does.
Yeah, it does.
It totally
It
looks
looks
like
like
you were
something.
humping.
Legit.
someone's humping
trying
you.
something.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to sit right
Oh,
here.
Lord have mercy.
But I believe Mr. Tickle Trunk wants a Skeletor what? That's why he's got the little skull.
Oh,
What?
okay. Yeah. I was like, what?
Keep that thing away from me.
I love
What?
Skeletor.
What?
I love Skeletor. Let's
Then
see.
we got
Did get,
Valiant Renegade. I think we
did
might
get
have.
Christine the killer card.
No,
No,
we
I
didn't
think we
get
jumped that one.
Christine.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did jump that one. Go ahead and read that one.
Okay,
Christine,
so
the killer card, thank you so much for the $5. Says, hey, ladies, just wanted to pop in and say hello. I have to go to work and keep myself from throat punching my coworkers.
see, I
Good
understand.
luck.
I
Sounds like-
understand.
Sounds like Lorena can relate to what you're
Yeah.
going through.
Mhm.
You don't do
But
it all the
it-
time, but you know, you just gotta make an example, and everyone falls down.
Yeah.
But Christine, thank you so much for being here tonight. And
Mhm.
yeah, just
Yes.
hanging out. Good to see you.
And we got a couple more in between there that jumped on me, so we can go ahead and keep going.
I think that was it. Valiant's
Oh, that
next.
was it?
Yeah,
Oh,
Valiant.
Oh, Valiant is next. Yes,
Mhm.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
who
for
wants
it,
to read that
Mandy.
one?
Oh, okay.
Mandy turn.
Valiant Renegade for $19.99. Well, thank you so much, Love Bug. Hello, ladies and dear friends. Have a wonderful show. Happy 6K, Mandy. Thank you. Much love and sorry I missed your celebration yesterday. Onward to 10K and buy my book. Oh, and Tom's here. Hey, Valiant. Oh, big
Aw.
hugs.
Speaking of which, I'm also really sorry that I missed it. I had another
me
stream
too.
going on.
That's okay.
Love
That's
you,
okay.
Mandy.
Y'all know how I
Congratulations.
planned
It's a
shit. I
blast.
planned it like 10 minutes before it happened. So,
Just
And
popped
normally
up
I
there.
make an appearance, but I'm so sorry I wasn't able to. But,
I didn't give nobody any heads up. That's how I roll.
I
That's how I
totally
do
tried
shit.
to. Like, I went and then it was over when I went. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
She
It
just
happens.
dropped it in a DM. Hey, if you can make it, I'm like, okay, I got another stream. It's Mandy, so you know I gotta go.
and by the way, Naked Fame is pointing out here. You were looking for the Wonder Boner.
The
Yes,
Wonder Boner.
that is
That's
the
what
Wonder
it
yes,
was.
Boner.
that's what it was called. See,
Seriously? It's
That's
actually
what it's
called
called.
That is
Go look
what
it
it
up.
is
There's an actual
called. The-
commercial for it and everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
The Wonder
it's
Boner.
the Wonder Boner.
Yeah, I
It's
learned
But it took
Wonder
us to
Boner.
Happy Nuts.
Yeah.
We got Happy Nuts from that.
Happy
Mhm.
Nuts. Is it peanut butter flavored?
I don't know what the scent is,
Wow.
but it's supposed to make them smell really good and be
Yeah.
enticing.
I guess
If
it
it-
smells
well,
like pine forest. I don't know. I'm just
Pine.
guessing.
My
Who wants
goodness.
nuts that smell like a fucking cab?
What if you're hanging them outside of your pants and you just leave them hanging out there? You might want them to smell good.
You don't want to smell like ass. Anyway.
Yeah,
All right.
if you don't live in Florida, you may not have that problem. But if you're living in the South and you get sweaty balls,
Yeah. Swamp ass is not a good
No.
thing. Swamp ass is not sexy. No.
No,
it's not sexy.
it's not.
I'm getting a
It's not.
tornado warning.
I was about to say who's getting a weather warning because I
Oh
just
no!
I know
Right?
that. I know that
Yeah, I
noise.
know that sound.
Mhm.
Oh, I
Wait,
don't
tell
know
them-
that sound
Go hide in your
because
bathtub and put a mattress over your head.
I don't know that
I
sound
do
because
that
in
anyway.
Mexico we don't get sounds.
You don't get we have
That's how I
sirens
actually
and
fall
shit.
to
It's like
sleep at
Silent
night.
Hill.
I
Yeah,
crawl
we
in the
get those.
bathtub, I put a mattress over my head, and I cry myself to sleep.
That's
That's
a way
the
to do
saddest thing I've ever heard.
That's how I get the voices to shut up.
Do you have a bottle of vodka that you sit beside you that you just chug out of?
No, I'm just kidding.
What the fuck? This went dark real fast.
Why does that sound like a horror movie? Tom's writing a horror movie right here.
Mhm.
My life
Let's
is a horror
see.
movie.
We have Stephen Otten for $5. Thank you
Hey,
so
Steven.
very. Hail, Mandy, Nina, Lorena, Tom, Wrenches, and chat. Only took 2 minutes before someone said ball spray. Gotta be a record.
It don't take long on this show.
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't.
No, especially when
Please
Mandy.
take your children out of the room before listening to Toxic Femininity.
Yeah.
Well, I said like in the chat, I was like, flick that like button like you're flicking your bean.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
Mhm,
That's how you got to do it.
mhm.
Gently at first. I'm not going to do it. I was
Bean
going
flickers
to.
Anonymous.
I'm not going to. I'm going to stop here. We'll stop here.
Tom didn't highlight me. I know why.
What I
He's
do, I missed it.
sexist.
No, moving on.
Okay, that is you, Nina.
Naked Fame, thank you so much for the $5. Says, hello, ladies, hail chat. Oh, hi, Tom. Mandy's Wonder Boner. Congrats on 6K, Mandy. Twisted my knee at work. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Ortho on Wednesday, but I get to be here. That sucks. I'm so
Aw.
sorry.
Well, we'll get a wonder boner in your memory of your twisted.
Yeah, I'll get a wonder boner later when I think about it.
Oh, God.
We'll get them in honor of Naked
Fame.
Fame's knee.
Mm-hmm.
We'll all get one of
I'm
those
getting a
boners.
clue. I'm getting a
I'll get
major
a wonder
clue.
boner. That way, I have a reason to go fishing.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
True.
What?
And you can take that and run with it and have all kinds of double entendres.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Okay.
There's just all kinds of places you could go with that.
Weird.
Very.
What? Who's next?
Mandy is next.
All right, the Physics Channel with Kenny Lee for $5. Hey, Lovebug, thank you so much. Hi, ladies. Enjoyed the stream yesterday, Mandy. I emailed you my info for the comic I won. Yay! Yes, I got you all wrote down. So I'm going to get that ready, packaged up, and get it sent out. I even ship you guys' freebies in Gemini's because I know what's up. So,
Hey!
I keep seeing me more. Hey! Oh, God.
hey,
She looks like one of my aunties.
That's what Cartman
Bingo
used to say, too.
friends.
Like, you get your bitch ass back in the kitchen.
those little old ladies at bingo are fucking vicious.
They are.
They
yeah,
got
they
like
are.
30
Do
of
not-
them.
Do
They're
not get in their space.
Oh,
no.
Their little good luck charms. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
they're vicious.
that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get shanked over winning $10. I thought
Really?
grandmas are about to cane me or something, but
That happened to
Girl.
me too, Mandy. I thought I was gonna get shanked by one of those old
yeah,
ladies.
they don't like it when you win. You
No.
already winning at life because you're younger than they are, and they don't want you
No.
winning the money too. You already got it good.
What happened
They're
to
vicious.
on my channel last night? We played Florida Man Bingo.
Oh my God.
I gotta come on there with you and do that. That
Yeah,
sounds
me
like
too.
so much
Yeah,
fun.
you are. We're fixing the game because I can't believe we have these generated cards and none of them had stuff like DUI,
And so
Grand
that,
Theft Auto, and all bunch of our stories had DUI. Grand
Oh
Theft
my
Auto.
God. I
Yeah.
still can't forget ever that site that you sent me where it was like you had to decide if the person what crime they committed, and you have to
the time waster. Yeah.
you have to match the crime to the picture.
Oh man, I got to do a stream with that again because that was too freaking
That was
fun.
so fun. You have to invite me for that one.
I always think they look like Sex Pest. Every time I do one of those games, I always think everybody I see is a sex pest.
Because you never know, right?
That's just always my first assumption.
You never know. Get that one out the way. Dreams Lunatic for 99 cents. The super sticker. I can't see it. Is
it's the 3 hearts.
Oh, you did put that in there. 3 hearts.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much for that.
And then we had Joaquin Stark. Thank you so much for the 20. I don't know what that is. Woolly Woolies, we'll call it.
Swedish krona.
Swedish Corona. Thank you so much. Says, perhaps you think you have been treated unfairly?
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
You said it way better than I did.
Yeah. Put that bass in it. You know?
I butchered.
Well, I don't feel bad. I did the Dr. Evil thing because I thought I was doing Dr. Evil. Not even in the right spectrum. But that's all right. I'm with shit today. So let's see. We got Silver Nova for 5 Australian. Thank you so much, Lovebug. Good day to Tom and the enchanting ladies of Toxic Film. The sequel trilogy should be crushed into a quantum singularity, in my humble opinion.
Agreed.
Agreed, sir. Agreed 100%.
I want to see it. I just like to see stuff blow up. So
I do too.
I can understand that. I like to blow stuff up.
It's
so nerdy. Quantum singularity. I freaking love that.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Let's see. We have Larry for $2. The name's so nice. You gotta say it twice, like Mandy says. It says, hello, Mandy. Hello, Lorena. Hello, Nina. Hi, Tom.
Larry. We
Big
love
hugs, Lebug.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Yes.
And then we have Infinite Wanderer. Thank you so much for the $5. Says, Tom, in your most snooty intellectual voice or your Skeletor voice, say, you will find that I'm incapable of giving a damn.
You will find I'm incapable of giving a damn.
Yay! I freaking love Skeletor.
That's great. That's good
Have
stuff.
y'all seen that Skeletor and Beastman song where they're talking about doing each other?
Oh my god!
Oh, it's
or
fun.
whatever, yeah.
It's funny as hell. It made me feel awkward.
The stuff. Oh god!
I have not seen that.
Y'all can thank John Malin for that. He plays it on his channel. That's a big thing over there.
Oh,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
Oh Lord, I'm so scared.
Hey, what?
Did we miss Silver Nova's one that I had up here?
We got it.
No,
we got Silver Nova.
That was the one that you had to say the. Oh no, wait, that's Quantum Singularity.
That was one after.
Yeah,
As long as we got it, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, we got that one.
Now
And
we're
I
on
think-
Wyatt.
Okay, Lorena.
All right, so we have Wyatt Holiday for $4.99. Thank you so much, Wyatt. Some love for my favorite toxic ladies and Tom. Wonder Boner was hilarious last night at Mandy's, and Lorena had a great discovery.
Yes, she did.
Wonder boner.
And then Matthew Sturgis, thank you so much for the $19.99. Says, I've heard that ladies multitask better than dudes. I have faith that you fantastic ladies can crap on Brie and promote Mandy's awesome book at the same time. We can.
Well, thank you. We can.
Absolutely.
She dresses like trash. Buy Mandy's book. There you
Her
go.
toenails look like shit. Buy my book. Her toenails are a thing of a
Dude,
nightmare.
she's got like Sacho Bob feet, man.
She's got they ain't right. There's something
They're
going.
like
There's
clown feet. They're like this freaking
the
big.
toenails, girl. The toenails.
I'm glad I've never seen pictures of this chick's feet. Although
they're
say
they're messed up.
I do like her hair color. I will give her that.
No, there's something wrong with them.
There's definitely something going on with those feet. She's got like Peggy Hill feet. She's like, it's like 16 and a half. Like, I'm like, dude, what the frig is going on?
Okay, I'm not going to say that. All right.
I mean, I can, if I'm saying it right, Aiken sends in Shiba Dog with a headband on, doing karate stuff.
Love the
Thank you.
I call that the Cobra Kai dog.
Yeah, and then we got one more super sticker here, and then I think I'm going to hop to the back so you ladies can get things underway. We got Larry with one more super sticker with heart googly-eyed face guy at you ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much, Larry.
All right, so we'll get into the stories now, and we'll get back to the super chats here in a little bit. But this episode has been brought to you by Rabbit Chicken Meat, just so you guys know.
Oh,
Rabbit.
Do you like rabbit? Do you like chicken? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have both at the same time but can never find both at the same place? Well, Disney and Shang-Chi have taken care of that for you. That's right. You can get yourself Rabbit Chicken Meat, now available at every Walmart and Costco. What you waiting for? Move your feet and get some Rabbit Chicken Meat. It's good.
what the frig, man?
What the fuck was that?
You know what? I'm watching that and I'm thinking, yeah, I could skin and fry that sucker.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No.
Yes. Skin that thing, drop it in some hot peanut oil. You wouldn't know the difference.
Gross.
You would not know the difference. No, that's called making sure you.
I'm with Nina. I'm not eating. Nina, you and I'll just go get some ice cream or something.
I'm down.
I ain't messing with that chicken rabbit meat.
She'd eat it.
Oh, there's so many things she would eat. I'm not going to name them all. But I know of one thing I would like to.
Well, she's already eating shit, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Especially now.
It's really sad for her. Let's all take a moment to just feel really, really bad for old Kelly Sue. You know, people just aren't been buying her book, and I don't know. They're just not flying off the shelves.
This is my violin, like my tiny violin.
I like saying my tambourine because it makes me sound like an asshole. So try it one day. People look at you like you're a dick when you do it.
I have a little tambourine, the world's smallest violin, and a nanosecond of pity for this chick. Since apparently, I just remember seeing her clips like, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that same, just condescending freaking attitude. You would think that you would not want to unnecessarily piss off people who could buy your stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they do, though. That's what they do because they hate us. So, and they don't think we have any other option but to buy their books. Like, well, if you want to read them, you're going to have to buy our books. Ha ha, fuck you. No, we don't. Comic Skate Boy.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah, we're not buying into it, even though they would love for us to. Look at that scowl. Look at those pegger eyes. Just look at her. Look at those eyes. Tell me it ain't shit dead behind them.
It's like, I don't know if you saw that picture of the Met Gala of that one girl that was wearing like Peg the Patriarchy.
Oh,
and,
God.
like, Az posted that, and I was like, dude, she's got pagan in her eyes. I can see pagan in her eyes, too. You're right.
I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to get behind people.
No, this woman is just I mean, she's done to comics kind of like what KK has done to Star Wars. She's the ringleader of the feminist movement within comics. This is her.
What about the other one though?
The Marcia, that she's not. I'm not Starfire.
No,
chick.
her too. But I was thinking more like the fat one. I forget the one that's Cecil.
Which one? Gail Simone?
Yeah, Gail Simone. She's one of them too. She's one of them too. They're all in that little feminist group. It's these women that are absolutely 100% destroying comic books, that are these women that when you hear them make the statement, you know, the milkshake girls, these are them. These are the milkshake girls of comics. They are the ones that are pushing all of this diversity narrative, pushing their just feminist, you know, shit. That's what these women do. I mean, she's the writer of Captain Marvel, the new comics, and
God.
she's an editor. And yeah, this is her. This is the bitch, and you can tell what her personality is with the if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. And now we have this where, yeah, people aren't buying their books, which is not only that, it is also due to the really dicked up way this distribution is set up within comics. It makes it really, really, really hard for comic book stores to stay afloat when they are forced to buy in bulk and to buy all of these books that are not going to sell. And then they're stuck with them and they have to keep dropping the price. So now they're not making their money back on all these books they were forced to buy that just aren't selling. Even once they hit the, 50-cent bin. These are the people that are ruining comic books. And now here she is whining and crying because people aren't buying comics. Well, you are the ones that destroyed the industry. So here we are.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
This is what cracks me up. It's just, I don't understand. Okay, granted, this is me being a capitalist here. I don't understand why you would want to piss off profit, piss off money, unless you have something else in mind instead of making money.
Yeah, they don't care about the money, and because they're not actually the ones making it, right? They have a salary. They're going to get paid regardless.
Either way,
right?
Yeah.
Either way. It's the same as when I work at a fast food place and I throw, somebody asks me for ketchup and I grab them 30 fucking packs and throw it in the bag. I don't give a shit that they say 2. I ain't paying for it. It ain't coming out my pocket. What do I give a shit? You want napkins? Here you go. Just stack that big. Wipe your ass with them for all I care. You got them now. So, and that's what they do. It's more about pushing their own belief system. It's a platform. Is all it is for them. It is a pedestal that they can stand up on and look at us. We're such good people. We're amazing. We're so diverse. Watch us fuck up your comic books. Oh, Superman's gay. Robin's gay. I mean,
everybody's gay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that's DC, but still, these are the same. It's the same hive mind.
Clique. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same hive
They're all
mind.
like the 2 peas in a pod or whatever. It's just, they're all the same thing. It's really crazy because after that, like Anthony Mackie came out and said that whole thing about how it's not really about, like, I'm paraphrasing here. I don't really remember exactly the quote, but he said something like, it's not about profit anymore. It's about ideology. And like, that's what we're doing now in Disney, like, especially with regards to his show, the Falcon and the Woke Soldier, or whatever you want to call it. That's what he came out and said. He was like, it's about ideology. We're trying to change people's minds. So I don't think that if Disney has that idea about like that kind of stuff, then it's very safe to assume that people who are creating the comics now, people behind Marvel and people behind DC, have that idea as well. They don't care about the money anymore. They're just in it for the politics and the idea.
It is, and it's also a position of power for them within the industry, to where everybody knows they do it, and it's all women too. So again, I'm going to state this is women are in fact ruining comic books. As hard as that is for me to accept,
I hate that.
I
hate
do
that
too.
so
I
much.
absolutely do too. But that is where we're at. These are also the same women that are running Whisper networks.
That was the other thing I was going to get to. Was
they were the
Whisper
ones
network.
running the Me Too. They get this little power trip. And then once they get so many people fired, so many, they step on everybody to get where they are. And then once they're up there, you better walk on eggshells, or, they have the capability of, well, you're not going to work. If you don't like my politics, go on unemployment. It's the same mentality. And that's what you are getting. All the real true creatives in comic books are getting the fuck out because they cannot be creative anymore, because you have to step on so many eggshells to get around it, especially if they are men. especially
Well,
the
and
men.
that's the thing too, is that when you get, that one-off like comic book that's like not DC or Marvel, and it's like not Comicsgate, like, we got we got Mother of Madness from Amelia Clark.
Yeah.
And it's about a chick, like about her freaking period. It's like, we can't even get like somebody who's I don't know, a decent writer to come up with a decent story that's like not mainstream. And then like, they're like, yeah, we can. Here it is. It's freaking Mom. Like,
yeah, no,
I don't
the
want to
only
read that.
No, the only way we're going to get good comics is through indie. I fully stand by that, because even the people that are working for smaller companies, smaller ones in DC, and like say they work for Boom or one of those, right? They work for smaller companies than the big two. They still have they're still working within the industry, and they have a hope of going to Marvel, of going to DC. So they are going to do whatever the hell is going to get them noticed. And guess what? Not just writing good stories and not throwing any of this lecturing diversity, lecturing sexuality and stuff into it is not going to get them noticed by Marvel and DC. They're not going to get that. They have to do it. I mean, you've heard Cameron say that a lot of people in Hollywood are the same way, where they may not feel like that, they may not think like that, but that's what they have to show to get that leg up. With the same with artists and writers, and until everybody within the comic book, really not just comic books, until everybody who is a creative, who works creatively, says, fuck this, I'm going to do it myself, to where you're not under the thumb of somebody. This is the kind of shit we are going to constantly get, because it is nothing more than a look at me, look how good I am, don't you want to hire me, don't you want me? That's all we're going to get. So that's why I say Comicsgate, indie comics are the way, because none of us are being held down under anybody else. I can write whatever the hell I want to in my books, good or bad. I can put it in there because they're mine. I don't have a Kelly Seuss as my editor, just absolutely destroying everything I wrote and changing it into this woke shit with my name still on it. So, and that's what's happening here.
Exactly. Because as a consumer, it's just like, and I've seen this for years, it's like my interest in like Marvel and DC is gone with respect to comics. But you look and you see what these indie folks are putting out here, like Comicsgate, and it's just like there's more choice, more care brought into it. People are actually passionate about what it is that they're working on, and they're not, like droning on and on, like,
exactly.
Yeah, well, I wrote this one and it's diverse. Shouldn't you like it? Shouldn't you like it? And just kind of throw that out before I forget. Yes, diversity is important, but the thing that's even most important is that there's stories and there's characters that make sense and that are complex and that people want to invest in. Besides the fact of what they freaking look like or what's between their legs.
Yeah.
And the point is, like within Comicsgate, right? For example, within Comicsgate, there is so much diversity between creators. We have creators of every sex, religion, creed, sexual orientation. There's a little of everything. You go look at Marvel and DC. Look who's writing. Look who the artists are. They preach all of this diversity within their books, but it's still white people pretty much writing characters that they know nothing about, that they don't relate to, because they're not them. They don't live their life.
And not just that, they don't know how to write for Black people. They just don't,
because they're not. Because they're not. They don't. It's insane.
They don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to get in trouble, and they
don't want to get in trouble.
They're just skating around this thing. Like, I was watching the new What If episode, and it was about Killmonger, and they just don't know how to write for Black characters. They just don't. They're scared to death. They're just walking on eggshells. They're like, we don't.
They are. Yet they won't. They won't employ the Black writers to do it. You know what I mean? To do it right and do it properly and do it well and give it respect that it deserves. We don't get that. We get it, and that's what makes it so disgusting, is that they are preaching this whole that nobody has ever said, no, we don't want diversity, right? But what they do is they're not giving us diversity. They are giving us this really watered down, it's almost insulting to whatever the fuck they're writing, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're not good writers. They are only there because of nepotism or because they're following the right group or whatever.
Virtue signaling
virtue
to the
signaling
crowd.
their way to the top. So
Right.
you're not going to get really
Or
good
other
written
things, you know.
Well, what I'll say is it's not necessarily that they don't know how to write Black characters. They just don't know how to write in general. Because that's a very, very broad ethnic group. And I usually take exception when some people do say that. It's like, we're not all the same. We're not all the same.
No, of course not.
But
of course not.
The issue is, it's like just being able to write, solid stories. And that's what we don't, that's what we don't see.
But well, when I say that, I mean, it's like they're just so scared to make a Black man or woman flawed, like, so that they're so scared to write a flawed character within that, like, the racial profile, that they just completely ruin that character because they're just so scared. They don't want to be insultive, or they don't want to, like, just not do it properly or whatever, that they just end up shitting on the character because they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's how I see it too.
That's what happens when, like, your hands are, tied behind your back and you're being told to write, and you're like, well, I have no hands. How am I supposed to write this? That's it. It's the work is just going to suffer.
And that's the discussion that I wanted to extrapolate, because if you get someone who just watches this and they hear that, it's like, I can hear what's, like, what do you mean? You can't. So that's why it's
I totally understand. I totally understand. Absolutely. You're right. I mean, you're right. Yeah. But this lady, though.
So this chick, okay, so after her and her ilk are talking, about don't buy, their particular books if you don't like their politics. Now they're lamenting the state of the comics industry. How interesting. So they have this interview with, who is it?
That lady looks lovely, doesn't she? Just a lovely lady right there.
I was about to say something.
Does she have a tattoo that says "Be calm"?
She has a tattoo that says "Be calm." Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Why is that? I mean, that seems like something you would put where you could read it to remind yourself, calm down.
She can. She can. Every time you look in the mirror, it's staring back at her.
How often do you look in a mirror during the day? Like, when you're angry and you need to be calm.
She's a narcissist. She's probably looking in the mirror like 24/7, probably.
I'm sorry. If I'm getting a tattoo, I need something with some artwork on it, not just work. I guess
to be calm.
I mean, I can't say nothing because I got a stupid ass tramp stamp when I was just turned 18. So I can't say nothing about bad tattoos.
What is it? A butterfly?
Yeah, of course. Lame, most generic thought and fucking tattoo you could get. I was 18 and I was drunk.
Girl,
and I got it.
That's that's happened to lots of people. I was drunk. I went to a tattoo party. I woke up and I had this tattoo that I don't freaking remember. But anyway, so through this interview, so basically DeConnick answered here, boy, that's hard because from our perspective, the industry has contracted, and we're very worried about comics right now.
You should be.
You should be.
Yeah, you should be. It's interesting how they just say contracted instead of just straight up losing money. They don't want to notice the wordsmithing here.
Yeah.
So she continues. So it's always interesting to me that the outside perspective is always comics are booming.
No,
they're not.
They're not.
Manga's booming. But not American comics.
Comics are not booming. There's only about 3 that I ever even hear anybody talking about anymore that are like new ones. Like I've heard everybody bragging on King Spawn. I even bought it and did a video on it because it was.
I've never heard of it.
What's it called?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's King Spawn, but it's just Spawn.
Okay. Spawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. I absolutely loved it. So, but most of the new comic books that come out are trash. And y'all know I'm a huge fan of like Spider-Gwen. But even that, it's a little bit woke. I mean, I deal with it just because I love it, the character. I really do. And I really do have I have a feeling that eventually either, indie creators are going to take over that IP and all the IPs, or they're just going to go under, and then maybe we'll get a chance to write some of these awesome characters. But I stick with her because I love the premise of that character. I love the fact that she was with Peter long before Mary Jane. I love the Spider-Gwen character. So, Gwen Stacy.
I hate her.
You hate Gwen Stacy?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm a Mary Jane girl all the way. Fuck Gwen Stacy.
Well, let's put it this way. I didn't even know who she was because that's how long it's been since I've read a Spider-Man comic. So
this is long.
I will have to find that out for myself because that seems like
she's
a chunk
old
of
school
Spider-Man lore that I just
she's got a great costume.
She does have an amazing costume. I love her costume.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it too. Hot. Even though I hate her, I love it. I love it. I'm just messing with Mandy. I don't actually hate her.
You can hate her. Hate that bitch. I'll help you. We'll go cut her tires.
Just
wait. Go back up for a second. What's happening with Aquaman there? What?
I don't. Let's to show you how much I don't give a
They got a wonder.
Aquaman.
Why is he a skeleton? Why is he dead?
Because it's Aquaman and nobody likes Aquaman.
He's already useless. I mean,
he's pretty much useless on, once he hits soil.
I just blinked and went right over this. I just did not flip
I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see.
Does he still have a freaking okay.
He's got a beard. Yeah, he's got a beard.
Oh my god, he looks like Stefano on Days of Our Lives, where he got burnt and then they turned him around and he still had the full beard and shit. Yeah. Nobody probably knows what the fuck I'm talking about, but that happened.
No, I don't. I have no idea.
They burned up Stefano on Days of Our Lives.
What?
And then they spun him around and he was a skeleton, but he still had the beard.
Oh my god.
And hair. It was ridiculous. At the hair didn't burn. Yeah, I didn't figure you guys in the chat would. I doubted any of y'all watch Days of Our Lives.
I used to watch Days of Our Lives like years ago, like way back in the day when I was like 13, 14. It was great.
It was good shit back then.
But I haven't watched it for years.
So here's the other part to this. And first she says that, DeConnick would then lay out just how bad of a shape the comic book industry is in. I think I tend to be pretty optimistic, but in this one, I'm worried, straight worried. And then when asked why, she says, because stores are closing at a phenomenal rate.
Mm-hmm.
Independent comic sales are down.
Mm-hmm.
Mainstream comic sales are down, except the top 3 or 5 books are up. Everything in the mid list is way down.
Yep, and the ones that are up, if you would have put those numbers up like 10 years ago, they would have been failing comic books 10 years ago.
Oh.
So even when she says they're up, they're not really. They're up compared to the other shit. Mm-hmm. And how many of those that she's saying are up are second and third editions? Like the second and third issues. Everybody buys issue number 1. They are the biggest collector's item. So you always want the number 1, right? What about issue number 5? How are the numbers doing on 5? How are they doing on issue 6?
Are you even getting a number 5? Like some of them aren't even getting that.
They're not making it there. They're usually getting canceled long before that because people aren't buying this shit. Comic book shops are going under the only thing keeping them going really is Funko Pops. Seriously. It's not the comic books. It's not the comic books.
I believe that.
Going.
Because the comic stores before I moved, because there used to be like a couple of comic stores that I knew of, and slowly but surely, like the small, your small local neighborhood comic shop, gone. The only ones that were left were ones that were in the mega malls, and they mostly had like a bunch of other merch that was in it. And then you'd only see comic book sellers come in, like when they'd have like maybe like autograph shows where people bring stuff in, to sell to sell in the secondary market. All the comic sellers, people are climbing through like the past issues because that's all that they, that's all they
care about.
They care about.
The new stuff is shit.
The new stuff
and people
is
are tired of. It's horrible. And the price now on a brand new comic, if you went into a comic book store and bought a brand new comic, 48 pages, you're going to pay $5.99 for 40, which in a comic book store is through Marvel, through DC, through Diamond. That is absolutely ungodly expensive. Not for indies, because we don't produce as many as like Marvel and DC does. It costs us more per book to produce than it does them. But them, no, it's an insane price. Inflation has got it. They are forcing these comic book store owners to buy in bulk, to buy covers that they don't want, to get the cover that they do want, that they do think is going to sell. And then, say they pay, $2 a book. By the time it's done, they're not selling. So by the time it's done, those $2 a book, and they were forced to buy 24, 25, 20, you know what I mean? Are sitting over in the dollar bin, just hoping to God somebody comes in and wants that shitty freaking book. And it's ruining. And then they act like we don't know what's going on. The comic book stores have been begging for help. It's not like they've been quiet. They have been asking for help, telling Marvel, DC, Diamond, all of these places, look, we can't keep up with this. We're going to go under. They don't give a shit.
For me, just as a consumer, when they're acting as if they don't know why, sales are down. As a consumer, it's like, yeah, I know why sales are down. You're not making anything that I want to read. Seems like every time I turn around, you're using a comic to preach to me. You're making Captain America and, Captain Communism or whatever. I don't want to freaking read that. I'm not, I'm not interested in reading that. You're going to give me a She-Hulk who looks like a boy, doesn't look like a woman, when I know, the one or two maybe issues of She-Hulk that I have, she looks like a woman and she has boobs and she has curves. You mean to tell me you're not going to give me the same thing? Heck no, I'm not interested.
Yeah, or like gay Superman. Like, no, I don't feel like reading about gay Superman. I'm done.
Swap Superman. You can't do Calvin Ellis, but you're going to do Black Superman. No.
I mean, they turned Alfred gay. Not that anybody gives a shit, but I think that states the bigger point is nobody gave a fuck about Alfred. I don't think Alfred has this big following that they think Alfred has. All right, guys in the chat, are any of y'all, has anybody here ever bought a Batman comic because they were interested in Alfred?
Well, did we ever care who Alfred is banging?
No.
Like, I don't think anyone gave a shit.
We cared that Alfred was doing his job, which was taking care of Bruce Wayne.
That's exactly.
That's what we freaking cared about.
I really didn't care who he was banging in his private time.
If he was, then give me a reason why I should care that Alfred is doing that.
And also I would like to make a side point as well, because I think that it should be noted that this was happening before the coof hit. So mind you, we have to understand, like, we live in a very difficult time right now. So like saying that comic book stores are suffering, yes, they're suffering, and they're also suffering. So are many other businesses. They're suffering because of the coof, because of the lockdowns and all that stuff.
Right.
But before that occurred in 2020, comic book sales were down. They were suffering. They've been suffering for a while.
Down. Yeah, this is not because of the pandemic. That is not what is causing this. This is the cause of piss poor management, of bad employees, of people like Kelly Sue, people like what's her name, the chubby one, people like them. That's what is.
Gail Simone.
There you go. That's who. That is the problem. It's bad writing, and honestly, Japan's killing us. Theirs is good. Their shit is good. That is the difference. It's better, it kills me to say that. I am an American, and it absolutely kills me to say that. And I have turned from manga for so long, like I'm just not going to mess with it. But as I'm getting more and more into it, it's better. It's just better written, because these stupid heifers over here don't know how to write. They don't know how to edit. We got, what is it, Arpel O'Neill? Who's the editor? April O'Neil's book says Arple O'Neil across the top of it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, see, that is such a freaking lack of disrespect that you can't even catch that her name is spelled wrong.
No, that's how little they
sucker
do their
goes out.
job. And it's not just somewhere randomly in the book. It's the fucking title of the book. It's not just randomly like on a panel somewhere mid, 30 pages in. No, it is the title of the book is April. I don't know. It's stupid spelled. April or something. It's dumb.
Wrong.
It's Arple. That's right. Arple O'Neil. Arple.
It's so crazy because and that's one of the things that the mainstream media does it all the time too. Like they make like terrible, terrible editorial decisions, and you're like, dude, who's your editor? Like, did anyone proofread this? Like,
here you go. Kelly Sue is an editor.
Yeah, the editor.
There's who an editor is. Kelly
Sue. Care. We're just gonna throw it out there, or let's put it this way. Put it out there the way I want it to be put out there. And if I don't give a crap, too bad. Throw it out there.
True.
Just consume product.
Just shut up and buy
product. I so don't feel bad for this chick. I just want independent comic creators to just freaking keep blowing up.
Yeah, like buy Mandy's book, everybody.
Yeah. I can't wait to get Mandy's book.
We are getting more and more of the professionals that feel like they no longer fit into that community. We're getting more and more of them over in Comicsgate every day. So we got Dale Keon, we got Billy Tucci, we got Dan Frago, we got Shane. I mean, Ethan, there's so many now. And more and more are going to go this route. I think in the future, you're going to see a lot more, whether they join Comicsgate or whether they just go indie. I think we're going to see this a lot more because of women like Kelly Sue destroying the industry. People are going to say, fuck it, because we're not in the same situation that the guys and girls that are into Star Wars are into. To fix that's a lot of money. You got to know how to do a movie. You got to have somebody that knows lighting. You got to that's a lot. Comic books, we can do. And we're doing it well. And the numbers are showing that we are doing well over here.
One more important note to hit too when it comes to indie comics is like, if you are someone who's kind of interested in getting into indie comics, but like you don't know what to do or where to start, and maybe you've heard rumors about Comicsgate and you're kind of like hesitant because, whatever the media has to say about it and whatever, but you're trying to kind of like figure it out. Understand that there's a lot of different people in Comicsgate. People sometimes who don't even like stream together or like not everyone is EVS. I'm just trying to get the fact that like EVS is not the be all end all of Comicsgate. It's very diverse. There's a lot of people out there. So just go just put hashtag Comicsgate on Twitter. And just go see how many different people are putting out their books, or like, just go and look at like Indiegogo and like go to their comic section and just scroll down and see how many different kinds of books there are and how many different kinds of varieties of art or whatever. Absolutely. Don't care about the artist. Like, don't even care who it is that's writing it. Just look at the art and then like pick the book you want to read.
Yeah. And take your cues from there. Lots of helpful freaking folks in comics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And absolutely. You folks always helping us out with these amazing, amazing super chats. So we're gonna hit these before we get to our next topic. And we have another guest popping in, but you all know who he is. So we have Larry for $1.99, and it is a red heart. Thank you, sweetheart.
You.
Appreciate that so very much.
And then we have Christian Carlejo. Thank you so much for the $5. Says, any of you seen the CGI He-Man? Bringing it, I can confirm it avoids wokeness. Focuses on Adam as a positive male lead, and magic is an important component. I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard about it, and I've heard it's not too bad. So I may actually sit down and check it out.
Perfect.
I haven't watched it yet, and I have yet to be convinced that it's Masters of the Universe and not Power Rangers.
Oh well.
they took all the sword and sorcery out of it. It's all sci-fi and magic now, from what I saw. And you got Ram Ma'am. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I did hear about Ram Ma'am. If it's good enough, I'll overlook that. But yeah, okay.
I'll give it a shot, but at this point, I'm still not. I'm not convinced in the least.
Well, Christian Corlejo seems to think it's pretty good, so yeah, give it a shot, you guys.
Well, yeah, take a shot. I'm gonna take a look and watch it and see. It's gotta be. It's gotta be better than that freaking Kevin Smith abomination.
Probably.
Okay, Mindy, you're up next, then.
Baby.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we got a new member, you guys. We got the new number 2. Welcome to Midnight's Edge. Lubbock, thank you so much for joining the channel.
Can you read the next one too?
The next one, Mandy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me get the next one. Latino Slant. Hey, Polly, how are you, Lubbock, for $4.99? Mandy, ooh la la. Well, let me think. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Buenas noches, amor. Mi amor.
You said it.
I learned Spanish a little bit.
Good.
I took it in high school, but our Spanish teacher was Fozzie.
Like Bear?
What?
No, it was
Fuzzy?
No, it was Fozzie. It was a tape back in the day that was supposed to teach kids different languages, and it was a monster named Fozzie or Fuzzy or Fozzie.
You said it was Fozzie, and I thought Fozzie Bear. I'm like,
I wish Fozzie Bear would have taught me Spanish, then I'd probably know it better. We didn't have it, so we're too redneck to have somebody that could actually speak Spanish as a teacher.
Oh my God.
So we got a tape.
I'm sorry, I'm having Putnam County flashbacks. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Christian Corlejo for $2. Thank you so very much. Are there rabbit, chicken, eggs, as well as meat? I'm gonna say yes. You get a twofer. I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
Rabbit, chicken, egg salad sandwiches are to die for.
Ugh, God. I'm just not okay with anything that's happening right now. I'm
not either, Mandy. I'm kind of.
No. I will be on rabbit chicken meat island by myself.
You and Tom can go.
Yeah,
me and Nina, we're gonna go get like ice cream and good stuff.
Down.
Yeah.
So down with what Mandy's saying right now.
Yeah, we're just gonna get ice cream and cake.
We got Darwin James WR. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker of a Shiba Inu dog with a smile on his face, tilting his head. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love
that. Thank you.
Let's see. Athala for $5. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. Thank you. What? Am I saying it wrong?
No. Oh,
I did it right.
At the super chat. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. For $5, thank you so much. George's ex gonna give it to you. What? Fuck waiting for you to get it on your own. His ex gonna deliver it to you.
Do that DMX, man.
DMX.
George X is gonna give it to you. What?
Y'all gonna make me act a fool.
Up in here.
It looks like I came at the right moment. Everyone's really excited and happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're just doing some DMX lyrics.
Oh, okay.
My God!
I've got to say, I've been going back into some Nicki Minaj lyrics recently, and I have to say, she's a craftsman. She knows how to.
She knows how to.
She's no Little Kim, but not that many are. So she's pretty good.
And she's almost there with Taylor Swift. Almost, we're getting close.
Almost, you're getting there. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously, Kamran?
Yeah,
he loves
Taylor Swift fan. Is this
loves Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Is there another dimension you don't know this?
I knew, but I just don't even think that they're even on the same planet in terms of the kind of music they sing. Because Taylor Swift is like pop, and Nicki Minaj is like gangsta rap.
It's not
they both understand the power of words. They're both lyricists.
Okay, all right.
Nicki is not gangster. Oh no, please don't.
Yeah, she's not okay. She's not gangster rap.
Nicki's a princess. That girl covers herself in pink. I love her.
Little Kim is gangster.
Little Kim's gangster as hell.
Yeah,
she'll cut you.
Yeah,
so.
she.
What about Cardi B? Where does she fit in?
Oh, Cardi B cuts you quick too. I don't think Cardi B plays. I wouldn't fight her.
She's
I'd
kind of
run.
in the middle.
They're not on the same level. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Nicki Minaj is somebody who actually, I've read a little bit about her life. She had a very interesting journey. She came in from Trinidad, and as we talked about, Lorena, anyone coming from that sort of Gulf area, the Caribbean, they just have they tend to actually have very traditional values, despite her image and whatever.
Yeah.
They're self-made people.
Extremely traditional.
Whereas in Cardi B used to cut a bitch for stripper money. Anyways,
I think she might still be doing that.
Yeah,
she very well could
never
be.
know. You never know. Let's see, Nina, you're on Naked Fame. Wait, sorry. Let me say sorry. What is it, Mandy? Right? Okay, so
is it me?
Sorry. No, it's me. I got thrown off by rap discussion. Zeno bid for $2. Don't eat us rabbit chicken. Free my people.
We still doing this rabbit chicken thing?
I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna fry you. I'm just saying. Okay. I will.
Well, I mean, jerk rabbit chicken would be good.
Oh my God! Yes, roasted outside on pimento.
You never had like jerk chicken?
I love jerk chicken.
Yeah, okay, man,
what the hell is jerk chicken?
What? Oh.
What is
jerk chicken? Is like it's kind of like burnt chicken with spices.
It's a very special sauce.
Yeah, because if they burn it, they did it wrong.
They did it wrong. So jerk sauce is a very specific sauce in the Caribbean that has its ancestry in West Africa. And so it's a combination of Spanish spices, Caribbean spices, and West African spices. And my mom, who, basically her first job in America, all of her coworkers were Dominican and Caribbean and whatever. And so they taught her the best jerk chicken recipes. So I grew up with the best jerk chicken.
Oh my God.
Well, now I want to try some.
It's freaking amazing.
Get the habanero pepper on it too. Trust me, it's not for the faint of heart.
Well, I want to try some now. No, but there ain't no restaurants here that have that. I can get you some country fried steak.
You don't have Jamaican restaurants? They're Jamaican, basically. Jamaican.
Oh, you know what, Mandy? It's okay. I got you covered. I'm going to give you a recipe for homemade jerk sauce.
Oh. Yay!
Ooh,
yes. Send me that and I'll cook it up tomorrow and see if I can do it.
Can I have it too, Lorena?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to my kitchen. I'm going to show you something. Hold on.
Okay. Well, at least he's wearing pants. All right.
He is wearing pants. Now we have free. Always wonder.
Naked Fame.
Naked Fame. Thank you so much for the $5. Says Kelly Sue and Mariko.
I'm wearing pants. I got sweatpants.
Oh, okay.
It's Santa Monica. What you wear in Santa Monica?
Is that Walker's Wood?
I was just
Walker's Wood.
Oh, okay.
That's what I get when I can't make my own.
It is the best commercial jerk sauce, in my opinion, and you can get it off Amazon. I always buy like six in an order and whatever. Yeah,
made in Kingston.
She taking notes.
Yeah,
I am because I've never even seen.
Yeah, you just this is spicy. It's intense. But this is there'll be recipes. I'm sure Lorena can get you some recipes. Nina can get you some recipes, and then put it on your chicken, and it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, just
I'm getting my recipes.
Put it on the barbecue, on the grill. Trust me, it's really good.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I will give it to both y'all.
I still want that recipe, Lorena. Hell yeah. Naked Fame, thank you so much for the $5. Says Kelly Sue and Mariko Tamaki look like they meet in secret with other female Nazis. Remove their wigs and turn kids into mice. Tell me I'm wrong.
They are the witches. They are so the witches.
Did you guys hear that they're remaking Hocus Pocus?
Yes, and I'm not happy.
I'm not happy with this either.
I'm really angry.
I'm assuming everyone in that's going to be.
I thought this was just supposed to be a sequel.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a remake sequel.
But still, they're doing Hocus Pocus too. That is in production. They are. Which
with
is
the original cast.
How much freaking Hocus Pocus Halloween gear they're pushing at the parks.
They're all going to be non-binary now, right? That's got to be
probably. No one asked for it. It can't. The original was perfect.
I'm also going to bet that they're in basically like a lesbian relationship with each other.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like a trifecta.
You just sold Cameron to it. He's on board now. He's like, I'll take it. Let's go. Let's see it.
Mandy, is there any intense, well drawn lesbian stuff in your Jack the Ripper vampire killer thing?
No. Should there be? There should be shit in there.
That's fine.
I
Mandy,
may
that's
need
a
to go
missed
back-
opportunity,
I
girl.
know.
Come
I
on
may
now.
need to go back to the writing board here.
Yeah, you might.
And-
You could throw in a couple panels. I mean, this is Victorian
Peter, fix it up a
London. This
little
kind of
bit
stuff was
for her.
happening.
It was happening. Oh yeah, this has been happening for a while.
Mandy, can I just say,
Mhm.
do better, Mandy. Come on now.
I know. I'm just
How
trying to
can
work
you
my
have
way
like
into
hot
being a
female
milkshake
vampires
girl.
and no implied lesbianism? That's
Crack
sort of like
that
the
whip
goes with
on
that.
Peter. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's all Peter.
But there
Like
are a
any
few
glamour film.
there are a few pinups of all the vampire ladies laying topless naked in a bed together. Like
Okay.
Well,
so just use your imagination of where it goes.
Oh my
I can put on the other panel.
All
Mandy,
is
you're on
forgiven now, Mandy.
Mandy, you're on a Xenobit.
Sure, Xenobit for $5. Thank you so much, Love Bug. 2017. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. 2022. If you don't like my politics, don't buy my fries.
Oh, what's going on with fries? I see freedom fries are trending. What's happening? What's happening with fries?
Freedom
know.
fries? I don't know. I thought those were just sweet
Are
potato
we
fries.
pissed at the French again? Because
I
that's the
don't
last
think
time
French
that
are too
happened.
busy fighting each other right now to care about America.
Yeah, I don't. I think it has something to do with it. No, actually, I think that's the Australians that the French are pissed at. It has to do with a submarine deal.
Everybody's pissed at everybody right
Yeah.
now. Let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody happy.
Yeah.
Eastern Europe is fine. I was in Bulgaria. They're all happy.
They look beautiful.
Eastern Europe is great.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
That's where I need to go.
Eastern Europe is a bastion of freedom now, while the rest of the planet is like communist. Isn't it great?
It's like
bizarre.
dirty land now. Oh my
Right?
gosh.
That's
Totally
bizarre.
weird.
Oh, Merlin's Id for $2. Thank you so very much, my dear. Had fun on last night's stream. How Pete's not mad. For Mandy's 6K stream.
Oh my god.
Pete tolerates my aggravating him. He's just gotten used to it. He knows I'm not serious. I just aggravate the shit out of him. Believe me, he won't do it on a live stream, but he gets me back just as much as I do to him. He just waits until we're alone before he does it. He gets me back. Don't you worry.
Well, I missed. I tuned in right. I mean, literally, I came on up on my screen because I was doing something with our friend Doomcock, and then it came up on my screen. Oh, Mandy's doing a 6K, so I was like, let me switch over there. And by the time I switched over, it already finished. It was like a 3-hour thing.
That's what happened to
okay.
me too, Kamran.
That happened to everybody. I do weird times, and I never let anybody know that I'm doing it because I'm not a planner.
God damn it,
I'm
Mandy.
I'm spontaneous.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm spontaneous. I'm not a big planner because I always have to cancel shit. I'm never on time, so I try not to like set times for anything. Just around. I'm like the cable guy. I'll give you an around sometime.
So basically, you're
afternoon.
on Muslim Standard Time, basically.
Pretty much. Yes. Yes.
It's Muslim
It's sort of
Standard
like
Time.
that. You know, in the general.
Okay,
vicinity
I'm
of that,
sorry. I thought it was Black Standard Time, Jamaican Daylight Time.
It's like Mexicans too. They have a word for that. Ahorita. It means at some point, whenever, someday, maybe.
Those are all cultures that basically
Could be an hour from now. Could be a day from now. You don't know.
Whenever kind of.
Well, look, we had this in America. We had this anal retentive culture of punch the clock and on time. What does it led us to? 2021 sucks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to all these like poor countries, like where you are, Nina. They're all happy and normal, and they don't care about time either. So yeah.
No, I mean especially in Cancun. I mean, we got like tropical time over here. Nobody cares about anything.
No.
Nobody cares about anything when it's hot.
No, that's true. The heat will totally zap your need to be on time. Really.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then you got Xenobit.
You got more.
I have to scroll up. Okay. Is
Xenobit,
it
$2 for $2? It should be 7:40 p.m. your time.
okay? Is it the "Don't Eat Us" rabbit chicken feet? No, we already read that one.
Tom walks on eggshells.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You're good.
Why don't you read it and then I'll catch up.
Let's see. I'll read it. Okay, so Xenobit for $2. Thank you. Tom walks on eggshells with steel-toed boots.
Oh god.
Wow.
I still can't find it.
That does fit.
You fed up for stories like this. I don't get it.
Okay.
This is going way over my head right now.
I don't know.
Abe Lincoln, you fed up for stories like. Yeah, I don't know what that one is. I'm gonna need some.
Because he has another one right after for $5. Says Aquaman looked like that because of Amber Heard. So maybe it has to do something with the article.
Maybe the turd is like a
The
Pandora's
Abe
box,
Lincoln.
and once it gets scooped up, it like sucked all the skin off of Aquaman. The Amber turd. I'm just writing storylines
That's
for this.
probably more creative than anything they could come up with. Honestly,
Spitballing.
Right,
This is where creativity happens.
I said this on Andre's channel on Friday, and I'm going to reiterate it here. I believe that after Discovery officially takes over Warner Brothers in the January-ish or so of the upcoming year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe shortly thereafter, you're going to hear a surprise announcement that Aquaman is going through some necessary reshoots, and so that it will no longer be coming out in December of next year. It'll be pushed to 2020, I guess 2023, right?
Right.
And then magically those reshoots will have a certain character fall on the cutting room floor when it comes out. I think that's what's going to happen. Discovery's not going to, discuss. She's only there because she's got leverage over these Warner Brothers executives, right? She's got stuff on them. That's why. And Discovery's going to come in, and Discovery's a total customer-oriented thing. They know this is a PR disaster. And they will not stand for it. In my view, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. I think she's going to be cut out.
It's a common prediction, y'all.
I really believe it because
Flip it, you guys.
Flip it.
Flip it.
It's like it'll be what happened with Bond. It's like, we just have to do these reshoots and something. They redo the whole movie. Right?
Yeah.
It'll be like her character gets killed off, the first few seconds, or is off screen, or is off on a vacation somewhere the whole movie.
I'd be okay with that.
Right.
I don't care about Aquaman. I didn't like the comics when I was a kid. I just don't care nothing about Aquaman.
I'll just say this to Kamran's point. When they released Aquaman's new costume, like his new stealth costume, like a month ago or whatever, it was like a couple of weeks ago. Literally all the comments were, "Oh yeah, that looks great, but I'm not watching this movie because of Amber Turd. Fire Amber Turd. Fuck Amber Turd." Like literally every single comment was like, "Too bad I'm not going to be watching this movie because of Amber Turd." So I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe if they saw that, like the response to like his costume picture was "Fuck your movie. You don't like Amber
James
Turd."
Wan knows it. Because Juan is always like, whenever he does these now, whenever he puts an Instagram post on, he limits comments or he deletes any negative comments. They're ready for it. And if Juan knows about it, he's going through the books going, "Hey, what's this thing? This thing."
Yeah, did you like how she like, I think she like made a tweet where she like put a picture of herself and she was like, "Did you guys miss me?" And she like didn't, like, she limited the comments and she wouldn't let anyone comment.
Yeah, no, she wouldn't let us. I was gonna comment until I saw I couldn't. I was going to talk to her, but she won't let me. I'm just a little peon. She don't want to come and talk to me.
I've only met one person in Hollywood. I mean, I've heard from people who've worked with her and people who've worked with her, and the consistent phrase that they say is the most evil person in Hollywood. I mean, that's a consistent phrase I've heard from industry people. Like, this is the most evil person they've encountered. Like, evil. And a town.
Really?
Right? That's a phrase. The only person I know who's ever defended her to me is somebody who I know has totally bad character judgment. Like, this guy's always wrong about everything.
But that's saying a lot because there's a lot of devil worshippers over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of scary shit that goes on in Hollywood.
Oh God, yeah.
They're like into Satanism and shit.
There's all kinds of craziness.
That's correct. I don't know how much we can talk about that on this channel before.
Oh, sorry.
You're not far off. Let's see where we are. Chris Catman. I think
that's Mandy.
I
did Chris in a row, so it's Mandy.
Look at you.
Go ahead,
Chris Catman for $5. Thank you so much, Lovebug. I'm running late for life today, but I could not miss the greatest women online and Tom. And here is something for the light. Thank you, Lovebug.
Tom's like Charlie from Charlie's Angels. He's just like that invisible voice, right? So.
That's true. Tom's playing Wizard of Oz right now with a tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep checking on him. Did you see it?
There's like a Wizard of Oz game he's playing?
Huh?
Is it a Wizard of Oz game he's playing?
No, he got a tornado.
No, he's
He
actually got a tornado
alert.
warning.
Yeah,
his
like a
weather's
tornado
really,
warning,
really,
so-
really bad
You
tonight.
know, you
So
can't escape. I live by the ocean. One tsunami wipes everything out, right? You know,
Yeah.
you live out there, you get tornado. You live by the mountain, you have a landslide. I mean, if you're gonna go, you're gonna go. There's
Yeah.
no place that's safe.
that's
Exactly.
very, very true.
Well, we have the last millennial for $9.99. Thank you so very much for that. As my favorite person, Bill Burr, would say, hello, my ladies. Did you hear that horrible Victoria Alonso got promoted at Marvel? She's the lady that says the name X-Men is outdated.
Dude,
because men is in it. Yes. Yes, as a
I
matter
was
of
just
fact,
telling him
we
about
had
this.
that as a flipping backup story.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
I've been
Not
telling people
only-
about this for over a year now.
And
going
just in
around.
case you guys have not read this article yet, let me go on and give y'all a nice little, heads up for what's coming. I know you guys were like, you know what Marvel's missing in their movies? A musical. So she has promised us that if she gets her way, all Marvel movies are going to have musicals so we can work more and expose more of the talent of these amazing actors and actresses that are playing these roles. So Brie Larson will be singing again. Yay!
Wait,
So-
did she put like there's a musical in this Hawkeye thing, right?
I think
yes,
so.
there is.
I think there is,
Rogers,
yeah.
the musical, and that's the only thing I'm interested really in seeing and watching.
Maybe she's not wrong. Maybe people want to see the musical. I don't know. I like musicals. I just don't know if they go into Marvel movies.
I like
I
musicals, but not in my action movies.
No.
Marvel are action movies. I want them to stay action packed. I want them to stay. I want crap blowing up. I want badass men walking away, all like
With
sauntering away from
explosions
explosions.
kicking
I
people's
want
ass,
that.
I want
I
abs,
do not
I
want there to be, like a little,
kickball change.
yeah, like a little, like West Side Story type.
Hands.
So basically, she wants to make Marvel into a Bollywood movie.
Yes,
All Bollywood movies are musicals, right? They're all 4 hours long, and suddenly in the middle of the fight scene, you switch off. You're in the Alps, and you're dancing with like 30 people, right?
And there's got to be automatic rain. They're like,
Well, because we love monsoons because it allows the sari to get all wet and sensuous and whatever.
Yeah, and like the hair is like all soppy and wet, and
Exactly. And I mean, I get now that the new Cinderella is not Disney. So I do get the difference. But we can see what kind of singers they're using for these singing roles in Hollywood because that woman was tone deaf. And
she sounded like a drowning cat. That's what she sounded
did.
like.
She did.
Like,
She sounded
Camila
like
Cabello? Camila Cabello?
Is that her name? Is that her name?
Yeah, that's her name.
Beautiful girl, but her voice is.
She can't sing.
She ain't a singer.
I just watch her on Auto-Tune and think she's hot. I don't care.
Well, that's all you have to watch, Kamran. We understand.
We got you.
It's like this Olivia Rodrigo, this 17-year-old chick, whatever. She can't actually sing. I think she did a live thing and it was like bad, whatever.
I mean, it's kind of like if Jason Momoa was trying to sing. I don't care if he's trying to sing. He just looks hot. Yeah.
Exactly. But at the same time, don't put that in Marvel movies, right?
Exactly, because that's not where they belong.
Put him on Broadway. Let him go on Broadway because at Broadway we'd be able to get some dong. They do dong on Broadway. I've seen
I
it.
want context about this article. So this just came out of Bounding into Comics. Is this an interview or is this like someone said they heard her say that?
So here's what happened with this particular article. Okay. They said the thing about the X-Men name being outdated as the lead. However, that was from somewhere in 2019 is what that came from. So the article that they actually reference is this one here, which is the promotion article. So if you don't know who Victoria Alonso is, she's the one who said X-Men moniker is outdated. And this is the article where they actually talk about the freaking dancing. Where the heck is that?
So it's in Deadline.
Yeah, it's in Deadline.
And this is what I was saying for so long when I kept saying that at Marvel, I was told they were no longer allowed to refer to the X-Men as the X-Men. They had to call them the mutants.
They're not saying X-They.
No
They're
The
man.
not-
X they.
No X. That is so freaking.
can't say
weird.
man.
X them.
Men can't have
I
men
can't-
in the
X-Men.
Why
Yeah.
can't they say X them?
X them.
XZ.
X them.
Z sort of works, right? That's a
XZ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Z. Just call them Z's. Z's.
Yeah. That would work.
Why don't they just call them X? Because
Why don't they just call them X-Men and shut the hell up about
I
it,
know,
not
'cause
be trying
that's
to
the
change the title?
name.
It's just a title. We get that there's women in it, and anybody that
Yeah.
reads X-Men
Well,
know
X-Men.
there's women in the X-Men. It doesn't matter.
X is men. That's the squad. That's the squad. You know
I mean, what did I say tonight when I showed up? First thing I said, and it was a room with 2 other women in it, just women. I said, "What's up, guys?" That's because
That's what you say. Oh God, stop taking this stuff. Oh Lord.
Oh
these
my
people are a
gosh.
Trip.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever. You know,
But yes,
what?
to answer that super chat, we got a little carried away there. But to answer that, yes, we have seen it and we are disgusted by
Yeah.
it.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
F that
suggest.
shit.
I've said this before. I might have even said this on this channel that I think Kevin Feige has sort of overplayed his hand in his battle with and so I'm sure he's the one pushing her up, right? And this is all part of his signaling to the town, to the club, hey, I'm continuing down this woke journey, right? You're all gonna have my back, right? And I think that this is all part the very fact that Bounty and the comics and others are talking about it, right? And pointing out these comments, which will not be well received by comic book fans, X-Men fan, right? Means that exactly what I predicted is happening, which is that the blowback is beginning to develop against Feige, right? And we're beginning to see more and more of a press. We also, I think there was something in the press just a few days ago of people complaining about, where Feige was taking some of these characters, these Marvel characters, right? So you're beginning to get more and more things that are going to agitate people in the Marvel world, and I think his star is beginning to fall, even as he thinks he's safe.
I still think he's very safe, Kamran. I still disagree with you.
Here's my thing about Hollywood. No one is ever truly safe.
Nobody's safe.
Well,
they're not.
especially in today's
not.
cancel culture. I mean, if you told me tomorrow, like someone's gonna Me Too Bob Iger, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can see it. Because
But they all have that. All of them got that.
Yeah, but
All
take
of them.
the whole Me Too thing aside. Just
no,
the way
not just that, like the
Hollywood is
cancel
that-
culture. Like,
even if you take that out completely, the way Hollywood is set up, nobody is safe. You can be on top one day.
It's all mutually assured destruction until somebody the whole thing blows up. And that we're at that moment. And I think Ms. Amber Heard is going to be part of that. I think as her downfall becomes evident to her, she's going to pull the pin and she's going to bring the whole thing down. She'll be like Samson. She's going to bring the whole thing down because she's got stuff on all these people. And if they're not able to protect her, then she'll just pull the pin on them. And that will start something.
isn't that when, like, a hashtag, Amber didn't off herself will start trending or something? Because isn't that what they do when you threaten to out people with certain things?
I thought that was just politics.
Yeah, I mean, she's in an interesting position because she's not your normal narcissistic actress. She's not, because she was dating one of the richest dudes in the world who's like definitely on a whole other level of the club. She was with this Elon Musk, and he might be the sperm donor of this baby she's touting out nowadays, poor baby, right? And so, who even knows who the hell knows where that baby come from? I don't think it came from physically inside of her. Who knows whose baby that is? But she's got who knows baby that is, right? I don't know whose baby that is, whatever. It's just
Sorry.
So she's one of the reasons that, because she's just another one of these pretty narcissistic actresses. They're dime a dozen.
Yeah.
So why does she have this much power? It's because she got with this dude who is like the epitome of the club, right? And so the whole system doesn't care about her. They're just trying to protect him because she's got stuff on him. And if she pulls the trigger on him, it'll basically, it's that moment. Do you remember the movie The Aviator?
Yeah.
I really like that movie. Right? That movie,
I love that movie.
So yeah, the Martin Scorsese, and you're playing Howard, you got Howard Hughes and whatever. So there's that moment where Leonardo DiCaprio is Howard Hughes. He's flying in this little plane and he loses control. He's gonna crash, and then suddenly all these characters that have been like his right hand man and people throughout the movie, they all start panicking. They go, "Oh, there goes our money ticket," right? And then you realize they don't even care about this guy.
No,
there goes our money ticket, right? That's all this is. Elon Musk goes, the whole money train ends for everybody. Right. So that's her leverage on this system.
That's interesting.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have one more super chat before we get to our next topic.
Why don't you read it? Because I don't know where we are.
Okay, I gotcha. So we have The Last Millennial for $1.99. Thank you so very much for that. No, but I did buy Eternals comic because Cersei is hot.
Oh.
Reasonable. That's reasonable.
That's perfectly justifiable.
Yeah. Buying comics because there's attractive women in it, I feel is a very valid reason to buy a comic.
Definitely.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I've bought numerous comics because they put a hot chick on the front.
Yeah.
Or
Put a
hot
chick on the
dudes
front.
too. I mean, damn. Like there's a new manga-ish thing going on Indiegogo from The Witcher. And it looks really good. I forget. Oh my god, I forget what it's called. Like The Witcher, like Geralt. It's like Geralt's. It's like one of Geralt's stories, and it looks so good. I was like, dude, I need to back this comic. I forget what it's called. Like The Witcher's something. I'm sure
So
somebody
you're gonna buy that book.
I'm gonna buy that book.
I'm gonna go grab a Coke, you guys. I will be right back.
Okay.
I got a Witcher story. When you come back.
Okay, yay!
Yes, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Yes, Ronin Witcher. Yes, that's it. That's the one. It's freaking good. That looks good, man. I was like, oh my god, it's like The Witcher, but like in Ronin times in Japan.
Okay,
it's freaking awesome.
Okay. Well, let's see. I know Mandy run to get back, but I'll just actually put up our lovely next article for our next topic. We'll get to the remaining super chats when we finish up with the next topic here, which of course is this lovely bomb that went off, today. Well, I won't say today because I saw something come out. I want to say Saturday.
Yeah, it was over the weekend that it leaked out.
From Jedi Scum, and I saw it.
See September 19th.
Yeah. So it's like it got posted, and I just bookmarked it, and I said, who knows? Because I didn't see like a reference to it. Because this is just me. If you just have a screenshot and you don't have a citation, I'm not liable to take that very seriously. So started to see some chatter going on. And then, yes, we finally got, a reference. We said, yes, it was on page like 333. And then other people started picking it up. And that's when I found out about this book, which I hadn't heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Before.
Well, now everyone's heard of it. By the way, this was trending on Twitter today.
Yes, it started trending this afternoon.
Yeah, like #1 trend, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really embarrassing for Kathleen Kennedy. It's really embarrassing.
Sorry.
But as I predicted, I predicted this. I said this on Midnight's Edge. I've said that her time is essentially up. She'll get her little, here's, last year finish on Indiana Jones. Here's that money. But now that people know her time's up, the knives are going to come out. So I was like, all of you guys that are grumbling, oh, she's still there, whatever. I was like, you're going to enjoy what's coming because now all the revenge is being put into place because they know she's done. You may not know she's done, but they know she's done.
Mm-hmm. So this was actually a quote that was in a book about Howard Kazanjian, who is one of the producers who worked on Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So here's this particular clip. I'm trying to blow this up because all the articles that you see refer to this tweet. So that's why I have the tweet up here. So Marcia Lucas, who of course is George Lucas's ex-wife, so she's quoted in the book.
And the editor of the original Star Wars who saved the movie.
Yep.
She made it into the Star Wars that we all loved.
Mm-hmm. Lorena, just click on it and it'll be a giant picture. There you go.
There we go. Okay. I like Kathleen. I've always liked her, says Marcia Lewis. She was full of beans.
Beans.
That's like an old 1970s term. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess like groovy. Cool.
It feels like an old timey term.
It is kind of an old colloquialism that means full of energy, full of,
That's some old timey stuff, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you guys.
It's like saying I like the cut of your jib. I mean, we don't use that no more.
Is it hippie speak?
You guys are all wrong.
What does
it means she flicked beans up to the top. That's what it means. God damn it.
Is that what it means?
Yes.
Well, that certainly gives me an interesting image. I'll go with it.
I don't believe you. I'm just saying that.
I believe you.
Flicking beans, I'll go with it. I'm going to go with it.
I don't believe you.
I believe you. And Cameron, I actually do use I like the cut of your jib. I use that quite
you're
often.
Not a normal person, Mandy. You're not a normal person.
That's true.
That's like a phrase where it's like, wow, you throw that around at cocktail parties, do you know?
That's a phrase that you use to show that, I really wanted to join, Skull and Bones at Yale, but I didn't get in. That's what that phrase is.
Oh my gosh. So she continues on here. She was really smart and really bright. Really wonderful woman.
She never messed up a coffee.
Never messed up.
Always exactly the sugar and cream that people wanted.
Right temperature.
I should have cream, but that's another conversation.
She flicked that bean just right. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. So, and I liked her husband, Frank. I liked them a lot. Okay. Now here comes
broken beans. Oh my God!
That's everything before the butt. Everything before the butt is the lie, right? Everything before the butt is the lie. But
yes, now the bus is coming. All right, the bus she's gonna get, they're gonna throw KK under.
Did Nina just fall over and die? Is she okay? She's like, went like
Nina just couldn't handle it.
Killed me right now. I'm
dead. Nina is basically like I was last night on Mandy's 6K stream, looking for the oh God, why is my brain blanking on it? I don't know. The
boner wonder.
Yeah.
The wonder boner.
Wonder boner.
The wonder boner.
That you used to like debone fish with. Yeah, long story. So anyway, Nina's basically.
Why would anyone want to debone? Okay, next we'll go on. Okay. Deboning doesn't sound that fun. It just doesn't sound that fun.
It's not fun eating those anyway when you're eating fish.
Well, that's another.
Anyway. So anyway. Like I said, here comes the bus. Now that she's running Lucasfilm and making movies, it seems to me Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams don't have a clue about Star Wars.
No shit.
Don't have a clue.
You don't say.
Goodness,
she must be one of those toxic fans too. She just doesn't understand.
Yeah, the woman that saved Star Wars. Who said, oh, George, this cut doesn't work. Let me fix this.
Mm-hmm.
She's an internalized misogynist.
Obviously.
She's self-hating.
Divorce. I think she's worth a little bit of money, right?
Yeah, she's worth a quite chunk of change. I think, isn't that?
She's worth more than
the rumor was. That's why George actually sold to Disney, so his ex-wife wouldn't get it. But anyway, that's just a rumor that I heard.
It is what it is,
Yeah, just Hollywood stuff happens.
It is what it is.
So yeah, they don't get it. Yeah, which is what a lot of we fans have been saying. It's like you feel like, okay, I'm not just taking crazy pills because this isn't like some nobody saying this.
Mm-hmm.
This is Marcia Lucas saying this here.
Yeah, it's very validating. It's very, very, very validating to finally hear somebody in the industry actually come out and publicly say exactly what we have been saying. And every time we make that comment that they don't get Star Wars, we get told that we're this or we're that and we're just crazy. And it's like, no, I don't know. I find this very validating that she's saying it.
Well, we'll get to the rest because I've read this before, and now we'll get to the timing of it because as we'll see from the rest of the paragraph, she said this at a specific time, which was a few years ago, and it was not released then. And so there's a reason why it's coming out now. Yes, it's part of a book, but there's a reason why people feel safe putting it out now and why people feel safe bringing attention to it now.
So let's see.
Yeah, they don't get it. That's where you start.
They don't get it. And J.J. Abrams is writing these stories. When I saw that movie where they kill Han Solo, I was furious. Yes, I was furious when they killed Han Solo. Absolutely, positively, there was no rhyme or reason to it. I thought, you don't get the Jedi story. You don't get the magic of Star Wars. You're getting rid of Han Solo? ?
And now we get for the punch. Now we get for the real punch.
Now we're back. We're stopping the bus and we're gonna back it up and hit her again. And then at the end of this last one, The Last Jedi, they have Luke disintegrate. They killed Han Solo. They killed Luke Skywalker. And they don't have Princess Leia anymore. And they're spitting out movies every year. And they think it's important to appeal to a woman's audience. So now their main character is this female who's supposed to have Jedi powers, but we don't know how she got Jedi powers or who she is. It sucks.
Oh.
The storylines are terrible, just terrible, awful. And you can quote me, J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, talk to me.
I mean, there's nothing more to be said. We've been saying this for what, 5 years now, right? And and so this is a shot. This is a shot to the head, right? I mean, this is the kill shot right here.
Is it though?
You always need to always say no to whatever I say. It's that Iranian versus Pakistani thing. But all
now,
right,
here's my thing. Susan, is it though? I want to hear what you mean by is it though? Because I'm intrigued.
I don't see it. I just think that there's a certain level of immunity that Kathleen Kennedy has, and I think there's also like the idea that people have short memory spans. In like a week, people are gonna forget about this.
Forget this.
They're gonna forget Kamran. They forget everything. Like
who's
it's just the way it is.
Who's they?
People, normies, especially normies. Like normies
See
don't
that,
care.
and that's what I'm talking about.
Normies don't
We're
care.
trying to figure out who it is. Normies, the ones that they're writing the sequel trilogy crap for, yeah, those are the ones with short memories. Who'll be we want to do that.
They don't care. They
don't care. They don't buy anything.
But they weren't enough to.
They weren't.
They weren't enough to get it. The original projections that I read from an MBA when Disney first bought Star Wars back in 2012, there was like a Forbes analysis guy, whatever, and he came out and he said the projection is. When the trilogy had just been announced, I don't think they even announced J.J. Abrams was going to do them. He said new trilogy. He said the first movie is going to make $2 billion, which it did actually a few years later. The second movie should make $2.5 billion, and the third movie should make $3 billion, which is what ended up happening on Endgame. Right? Endgame had that progression forward, right? Or Avengers had that progression forward, where the movies got bigger and bigger. And so suddenly, when the first movie made $2 billion, that hit the projection. That's again, these are Wall Street projections for the money people. Second movie hit 1.3 billion. That's not the projection. That's 1.2 billion less than the projection. And third is 1/3 of the projection, right? So it went on this trend that the normies couldn't make it do what the market was expecting because they needed more than the normies.
And that's something, because when you talk about the normies, and there's a reason why this really, really irritates me. I'm glad to hear Marcia Lucas talk about this. Last week, I finally went to Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
At Disney. Okay. I finally went. First, I started by going to Star Tours, which I freaking love. So if you love original trilogy, prequel trilogy, that's pretty much where you're going to hang out because that feels like original Star Wars. Cross over New York Street to get into Galaxy's Edge. Okay, that's the first freaking mistake. Pulls you out of there. When you walk in, it does not feel like Star Wars.
Okay.
It feels like some generic area. People are just milling around, just killing time. Does it have
a sci-fi vibe or just like a cruddy?
Nothing. I swear to God, it looks like an open air mall in Van Nuys. That's pretty much what it feels like. Very generic. You have, of course, the Millennium Falcon. People will go there, take their pictures with it, try to ride Rise of the Resistance, and pretty much get out. It doesn't feel like Star Wars at all. Even if it's their so-called sequel trilogy, there's nothing tying it together. If I walk in, I don't feel like I'm on Tatooine.
Which is amazing because it's so easy to make it feel like Star Wars. You go to these conventions. The conventions feel like you're in the middle of of the Mos Eisley cantina, right?
Absolutely. Because even and I keep talking about Star Tours because it's true. If you go over the area where Star Tours is, when you go in, you look like you're on the planet Endor. That's exactly what it looks like. It's themed. There's no mistaking what it is. You walk into Galaxy's Edge, you're like, where the frick am I? Is this supposed to be Star Wars? I'm not sure this is even supposed to be Star Wars. And then when they bring some of these actors out or whatever to interact with the guests, no one talks to Rey. Hardly anybody talks to the so-called spy with the blue-tipped hair. People are trying to take video and interact with the guy dressed up as Chewie, who sounds like Chewie, because that is like Star Wars. And this place is losing money. No one's really interested in it, at all. The normies aren't enough to keep it there. And all this was originally supposed to be original trilogy, because anytime they come out with merchandise, Disney does, that's related to the original trilogy, they can't keep it on the shelves.
No, of course
they
not.
cannot keep it on the shelves.
Yeah, because that's what people want. People want the original Star Wars.
But the normies aren't buying the other stuff. The normies don't care enough about Rey or any of the other characters, Poe, whatever. Nobody's buying that stuff. The normies don't care. The normies,
I think they care about Baby Yoda, but that's pretty much.
They'll buy Mandalorian. That's all over the place. So it's like Mandalorian and original trilogy. That's the only stuff,
I think next season of Mandalorian, I think we're gonna see a really big drop in sales and viewership with.
See, but that's the thing. That's where I'm coming from. Is that listen, you like Kamran, what you just said about all the different kinds of movies, like the prices and like the drop that they saw and everything like that. Look, nothing has changed. They have a slew of Star Wars series that no one's gonna watch that are coming out, like Andor, and
it's a decade-long train that's been moving. And how do you stop this?
Yeah, but that's the thing, Kamran. Like, okay, so it's gonna take what, like another 10 years for me to get a proper thing that's Star Wars until they catch up to the fact that none of this shit is making money, and then like, we're gonna finally fix it.
It won't take 10 years. It will take a couple of more years. It will take some because now we have a disaster of Gina Carano being fired, which is going to impact the next season of Mandalorian, right? Mm-hmm. And so unless someday they announce, so she's coming back at some point, right? It's going to affect it. And so
she's never going back.
I think it's unlikely, but who knows? The world. I think once Ms. Kennedy is really just off, I think there's possibility there, because I think she can never return while Kennedy still has the title. I think that'll never gonna happen. But in any event, the damage has been done. And so that damage was done in February of this year. And that's now thrown off the entire plan that Favreau had. It was supposed to already be in production this other season. Now that was delayed. So all of this crap is now putting stuff that he had planned years off of target. So yeah, it's going to take a few years.
Still coming out with their other crap, like
what are they going to do with it?
Cassie and Andor.
They're gonna have to do something to make up the money because they have not been able to pay off how much they've paid for Star Wars. Okay.
Yeah. And they cannot in this black hole of contracts. So they made all this crap. And again, I know Nina, you and I have disagreed on Chapek and whatever, but I'm going to state my opinion. So Chapek, I don't think had any power at all in Disney, real power, until this year, and not until that Forbes article had him able to assert his authority.
That is correct.
Embarrassed him. So I don't think he had real power until maybe April or May of this year. So this guy's had power for a few months. And now he's got all of these contracts that have been in place for a decade or 5 years, some of them, right? And what's he going to do? He can just cancel all this crap and have to pay everybody out, pay or play, right? And then he's just made the hole bigger, or he can just say, "Oh, damn it, just all right."
I don't know, man.
Maybe we'll get some revenue out of it, so the hole's a little smaller. Because either way, he's gonna have to move off this track. But it's either a huge hole or a slightly smaller hole.
I'm just saying. Listen, like we already knew George Lucas came out and said, "I don't like Disney Star Wars." And like we knew George Lucas felt that way about it, the creator of Star Wars.
No,
and
we
now
never knew that. We
did. There's video evidence of it.
He said white slavers and they shut him up. Yeah.
And then
they never criticized The Last Jedi and stuff like that.
He said, "I don't know what this Disney Star Wars is. I sold it and I don't know what it is now." What does that mean? That means that's not my Star Wars. It's not what I created. They're doing something different with it. It's not my thing anymore.
Well,
right?
but to add to that, though, it's not his Star Wars because he's the one who sold it. And that's the fact of the thing. He did not have to sell that. If he would have said, "You know what, I'll give you the license for 10 years and then I get it back," then okay, that's fine. But in the end, Lucas is the one who decided to sell that, even though they tried to say, "Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be fine. We're going to take care of your baby." But in the end, unfortunately, George is the one who signed that.
Well, and one day, here's my little psychic thing. One day, my seer hat. we're going to find out the real reason behind that. Because I just don't buy the official story that everyone's going with, that he just was unhappy after, some people didn't like the prequels and blah, blah.
Yeah, including his ex-wife, who also shat on the prequels. Listen, I'm just saying.
But I just don't think that's the reason he did it. If you look at the look on his face when he signs, the beaming look on Iger's face, where he's just, whatever. How does that thing, the cat that ate the canary, whatever? He's that, and Lucas is like,
it's just really exactly.
He doesn't want to do it.
It's
so
strange.
There's something else happened that we don't know about. There's something that compelled him to do this.
Yeah, it's strange because he was talking about the working relationship that he had with Disney before he signed over Star Wars. And he was perfectly, oh my God, he looks so sad.
He does.
Aw, he looks like little old grandpa.
That arrangement, and he was complimenting Disney on how well they integrated or how well they did the Star Tours ride, because it was so popular. They took it from California, they had in California, and they built the same one here in Florida, which constantly stays busy. So he seemed very happy with working with Disney from that aspect, and then all of a sudden he just up and sells Star Wars.
It one day. My little conspiracy theory there's something else we don't know that, in my view, has something to do with dark secrets of the club that was leveraged on him, that made him do that, because he wasn't, he didn't, even the logic of, I need to sell it to Disney so that my company, the employees will, he's worth $5 billion. He just has to put that money in a hedge fund, and the returns will pay their salaries permanently after he dies.
Can you not, in Hollywood, if you own something, can you not sell it, though at the same time reserve the right that you get the final say in everything that comes out under that title?
That's what J.K. Rowling did.
That's what J.K. Rowling did.
That's what J.K. did. That's why
and she had as much leverage as this guy.
Looks exactly the way that it does.
All depends on what you negotiate. And
yeah, it all depends on the contract.
The thing is, we know from the Bob Iger book, Bob made sure that George had zero veto rights on anything, and they had all the say.
George signed that.
Then why would George sign? That's what why would you?
J.K. Rowling is worth 1/5 of what this guy is worth, and kept her.
Well, it was kind of the same thing with Star Trek for many, many years, guys. Like, they used to worry about Gene Roddenberry and his, him going out there and bad mouthing whatever they were doing. They didn't owe him shit. Okay, I mean, like, technically wise, like by law, they didn't have to go through to Gene. They didn't have to get his blessing for anything, but they were so concerned about the optics of it that they always went through him until the day he died to make sure that he was on board with whatever they were doing Star Trek wise.
So that only adds to this doesn't make sense, Tom.
It doesn't to a point, but then Bob Iger, but you got to remember, and Marcia bringing up the prequels is another great point. You guys got to remember where the mindset of everyone was when this deal was made, right? Like, the prequels were known as a huge fucking disaster. Even though they made money, they were not good for the Star Wars brand. Now, granted, it could be argued 10 times over that what's happened since is 10 times worse. Let's not be.
I like the prequels. I never bought that. I like the prequels.
I like the prequels.
Revenge of the Sith was awesome.
You can like them all you want, but I was alive when they came out, and the toys didn't fucking sell, and because of that, Episode 2 didn't have as many toys, to the point where Episode 3 hardly had any toys at all. And it was one of those situations where I had Jar Jar Binks collecting dust on my video store.
Well, that's because the first one wasn't that great, and that screwed it up. The other two are brilliant movies, I think.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. I saw Episode 1 with a packed audience. I saw Episode 2 with an even bigger audience. By the time I went to see Episode 3, there was 2 other guys in the audience with me.
That's not my experience.
That's not my experience.
That's not mine. The third one, we had 2 theaters completely sold out.
Yeah.
And with my company, all the IT department, we were gone. We were like, don't even schedule a meeting. We're out. We're at the movies. We're going.
We had to buy our tickets weeks before, and there was like lines and lines of people. It was all the shows were sold out. It was crazy.
So all of that is good. But I think your point, Tom, is that which is again the official narrative of all this, including. I mean, I don't buy anything in Iger's book because that's just Iger's
propaganda,
right? And that's the narrative he's created, which is all that, and that I convinced George, that and he'll throw himself under the bus a little bit, I could have taken George's treatments, I didn't, all that stuff. That's the official narrative, right? It still doesn't make sense to me because George Lucas, yes, some people didn't like the prequels and all that, and toys didn't sell as much as he wanted. He's still a very successful extended universe, right? Very successful. People were into Thrawn. People would have wanted to see those movies. Very extended, Knights of Old Republic, all that stuff. So there was a lot of love for the franchise going into the 2000s and 2010s. And at that moment, when suddenly he signs and doesn't even, he's like, this whole thing is like, you can look at my treatments and you can throw them away. He had the leverage to say, I'm not giving this to you unless you guarantee you're using my stories, in the same way that J.K. Rowling told Steven Spielberg, who said, I want to reset Hogwarts in America. She said, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to be all English characters, and we're going to do it there. And because that's the story.
So glad she did.
The last thing I'll say about the prequels is this. Episode 3 opened with 17 million less than episode 1. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fine. It's still, but I'm saying he still had the leverage because it's a 40-year franchise. And so there is something that we do not know that is not in the official narrative, that is not in any autobiography or news article about behind the scenes of why he chose to sell in the way that he sold when he still had the leverage. The very fact of the incredible excitement for the new Star Wars movie meant that people, whatever their feelings about the prequels were excited enough to spend $2 billion on a mediocre remake of episode 4, right? And they were willing to do it. So he had the leverage. There's something happened that we don't know that's, I think, very shady made him do this.
I'm trying to remember. I think when Universal announced the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I think not too long after that is when Lucas sold to Disney. If I recall correctly.
Do you think there's some kind of linkage there? What's the linkage you're making?
There could be. There was a rumor supposedly that Disney tried to get the rights to J.K. Rowling's books for Harry Potter, but that all fell through. Disney wasn't going to. This was unsubstantiated rumor, though, that Disney was not going to give J.K. the amount of creative control that she was demanding to have.
Of course they wouldn't.
I know that at the time the prequels came out, before they were even released, George had thought about releasing them through Disney, and even before the prequels, he had thought about selling Lucasfilm to Disney.
Again, that's the official narrative. We just don't know.
This was something he said. I seen this in a fucking interview before the Phantom Menace ever came out. He was flat out talking about it, and he said, but I went with Fox because they gave me the better deal, because they gave me my rights back to the first film.
And so that brings back the issue. The one thing that I was reading a biography of Lucas, a really good biography called Mythmaker, right? And it was all written before all this latest epic of selling it to Disney. But it was all about how he had hated the studio system in the 70s, passionately hated it. And when he found his angle with the toy rights, and he suddenly became a billionaire overnight with the toy rights of the first Star Wars, his only thought was, I'm out of the studio system forever. A man who has been fanatically against the studio system, I can never imagine, whatever he said, think about selling to Disney, that's a guy who's spent decades of his life in his identity of breaking free, of being the only filmmaker to be able to break free of that system and finance his own movies at that scale. It's never struck me as more than words. And then when he did it, the look on his face, it wasn't the look of somebody who was ready to retire. It was the look of somebody who had a gun on his head. That was the look. And then his subsequent grumbling to the point the lawyer said, shut up, it blew me away that this guy basically became a cuckold around his own project. It's not normal. It's not just, fans didn't like my movie, my ex-wife didn't like my movie. There's something else we don't know, and it will come out, because this kind of thing coming out now is the beginning of more information that's embarrassing, and because Kennedy is basically just putting on her Indiana Jones fedora and moving on into the sunset. And so now the knives are coming out, and the knives will continue to come out, I believe.
Okay, so here's my point of view about this. Going back to what I was saying about just basically how George Lucas came out and already confirmed that he thought, what he thought of Disney Star Wars. I understand and I agree, and of course I agree with Marcia Lucas's thoughts about this. I I relate. I understand. I'm there. I'm that fan that has been saying this. I understand that normies won't care because normies usually don't really care about this kind of stuff. Like they won't even like, they'll be like, oh, okay, so what? Like George Lucas's ex-wife like didn't like the Disney Star Wars. Like who cares, right? Fans care. Fans like us, especially YouTubers, people who are in this community, we care. We think like, you know, we have a feeling of vindication or whatever. But in all honesty, like, let's be real here. Does she have as much power as Kathleen Kennedy have right now in Hollywood?
No, this isn't going to fix no, this isn't going to fix a goddamn thing. The only thing this does is vindicate the fact that at least it ain't just us.
It's not about power.
Exactly.
It is, though. It is, Kamran. It is about power. If she was someone who was a legit person that's like somebody in Hollywood right now coming out and saying this would be way more powerful than George Lucas's ex-wife.
But I'm saying power doesn't matter
to some
because
book.
the game's over. You're talking about a power play that there's no power play. She's finished. Bob Chapek has finished her. He's given her a payout, and she's
Where
out.
are you getting this? I don't see this at all.
Where are you not getting this? The Atlantic article proved it. When the Atlantic article came out, the Atlantic, which is not an entertainment magazine, said Jon Favreau is the future of Star Wars. That was the end
until
of the
and until he went and he was fine with Gina Carano being fired, and
But
he's
Atlantic
fine with
article
everything
said-
else being carried on with Kathleen Kennedy's blessing.
No,
so really,
I
meet
don't
the
agree
old
with you,
boss, same as the old boss, right? Like
Your-
the new
your-
boss, same as
your
the old boss.
timeline is
Nothing's
wrong,
changing.
Nina. Your timeline is wrong. The Atlantic article, remember, we had Forbes come out in March, which said Bob Chapek isn't in control. He needs to be in control. And it's embarrassing what happened to Carano. Shortly thereafter, about 2 months later, we had Hollywood Reporter come out and say Bob Chapek is knocking heads and retaking control and beginning to put the studio heads under his control, which they don't like. And then 2 months after that, which is this summer, we had the Atlantic come out and say Kathleen Kennedy is part of the regime that didn't get Star Wars, and Jon Favreau is the future. That was the moment she was finished. That was the moment. It's like, here's another year, 18 months, take your money, shut up and go away. And what I'm saying is happening now. The reason this stuff is coming out because she doesn't have power. If she doesn't control Star Wars, she doesn't have power. So now, because Hollywood moves on when they see someone is vulnerable, the blood is in the water inside the system. I said this weeks ago that the stuff is going to come out to embarrass her on the way out because that's how Hollywood works. When they see the queen doesn't have power, they're going to kick her butt all the way out. Right? While Chapek will continue to give her awards, everyone who hates her, which is a lot of people inside the Hollywood system, are now going to start piling on. Because
hey, man. Hey, listen, it's not like I don't want you to be right, Kamran. Like, you know, from your mouth to God's ears, I want her to go. I've wanted her to go for a long, long time. But I am very pessimistic when it comes to Star Wars and when it comes to Hollywood now.
Well,
I don't think she's going anywhere.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
She's finished.
Well, here's the thing. Officially, with her having quote unquote huge amounts of power, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have it because people are running circles around her. Is she going to go away completely? Hell no. Do you know how long this woman has been in Hollywood?
Exactly. She ain't going nowhere.
She's not going anywhere. If they'll put her, if they
over.
Exactly. They put her in a little, you know, room somewhere where they give her some honorary title and they roll around every now and then and pat her on the head. And that's pretty much it. But she's not signing any checks. Chapek is the one who's signing checks. She's not signing any checks. But yeah, she's still going to be around.
So we'll see in a few weeks. I think you'll see. Again, this is me putting my seer hat because I predicted this would happen. I predicted people would start to smack about her. So I think you will see, probably not even a few weeks. I think in a few days. What happens? Time is accelerating now, and now that this has broken through, other people. You know, again, she's a retired editor who's worth $1 billion because of a divorce, right? But she's also respected inside the system. And when she's able to say,
that's what I'm talking about.
Other people will start saying, you know, Kennedy wasn't that good at her job, right? Other people, and that's going to start being leaked out because the goal will be to humiliate her on the way out in a passive aggressive way while they keep giving her awards publicly. This is the revenge of the system on her. Right. The system has no mercy on a fallen king or queen. They hate them. They release all their hatred on them. The moment they see the weakness, I watch it happen with the guy, you know, who with Bob Ovitz, with Ovitz, right? Mike Ovitz, who created CAA. And when he was the most powerful agent and one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, when he overstepped his mouth and made a comment about the quote unquote gay mafia, and not only was he kicked out, everyone started piling up on him and all this stuff. From
Kamran's giving me flashbacks. You said Ovitz.
Yeah, but that everyone started piling up because all the bitter resentment of 20 years of that guy's dominance, where people had to keep their mouths shut. The moment they realized he was out, even if he still had he remained the head of AMG for another year or so, but they realized he just crossed the line. They all started coming for him, and they're going to start coming for Kennedy now. You know, this is all about Hollywood settling scores internally. What you're watching is Game of Thrones, just like it's not the high level players. It's all the low level people coming up and stabbing you now, because this is the moment of the walk of shame that from Game of Thrones, where she's being forced to walk and people go shame, shame, shame. That's the local people who've been filled with anger for all these years. Because Marcia Lucas could have done this years ago. She could have put out a press release saying this. Because this comment was given after The Last Jedi, even before this third movie, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I'm telling you, this is the beginning of a wave of a shame-a-thon for Miss Kennedy. Even as she will be publicly given awards, everyone who hates her is going to come for her, which means she doesn't have power, which means that she's such a figurehead.
This story has just spread all over the place like crazy.
So sidetrack, this bitch is 68 years old. And,
yes.
her husband's like younger than I am.
Wait, what?
Her husband was born in 87. He's like legit.
She's with a millennial dude.
Frank Marshall, spouse, married, and he was born in 1987, or maybe they're saying they were married in 87.
Frank Marshall, he's an old dude.
I think
married in 87 is what they're saying.
Mandy, if you've seen Hocus Pocus, you've seen Frank. No, that
Thank
was
you, lady. I'm glad to say I was born in 1987.
Is that the guy?
Yes. Oh my God!
I had no idea who
it's the Congo guy.
That
is him. It was the Congo guy.
It is the Congo guy. Yes,
they're one and the same. I directed Congo. I directed Arachnophobia.
Okay. So they were married in 1987.
Yes.
He's not born in 80. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Not for nothing, but
I'm good with the old people dating millennials. I'm good.
Well, I am too, but I was just looking like, because I'm thinking she's 68. I mean, Cameron, I know with actresses.
Mandy, this is
I'm
Hollywood.
not shaming Cougar. I'm going to get me a youngin' when I get 80. I'm going to find, so I can pop my denture.
And suddenly your husband pops up. Wait a minute, what'd you say? What?
This is
the husband that is never mentioned
Mandy,
is going to pop up and say, hey, I don't know about that.
I've seen worse. I've seen much worse.
Fucking love you, Mandy.
Oh my God, man, no. Okay, she's 68 though. How much longer? I mean, the average retirement age is what, 65? She's 68. Her retirement is inevitable anyway. It's just on the simple fact she's old. I mean, I'm not trying to do oldism, but I mean, she's retiring.
Not in Hollywood. Not in Hollywood.
I thought Hollywood always got rid of women early.
Oh, not
Hollywood dump women really quick.
Not someone in Kathleen Kennedy's position. She's a producer, executive.
Is it because she pops her dentures?
Probably.
I'll quit. I'll stop.
She flicked something all right.
But
I did not say that.
Just watch as more and more grumbling of people about Miss Kennedy is going to come out in the, it is just Hollywood psychology. Now they're like, if Marcia Lucas feels brave enough to be able to talk about this now in this kind of terms with this kind of bluntness, other people are like, because she's made a lot of enemies in those years we're talking about, especially in Lucasfilm within people that didn't like the direction but had to keep their mouths shut to keep their jobs. Those people will start putting more and more pressure. And Hollywood loves nothing more to tear down its icons. It loves nothing more than that. And
she was an icon? No.
Well, she was an icon for Hollywood. They put her up as the most powerful woman, right?
That's true, I guess. Yeah, in a way, yeah.
And now they enjoy nothing more than tearing down an icon. And the way they do that is with another woman. Marcia Lucas can't be accused of being a misogynist, right? She can't be accused of that. She can be
accused of having internalized misogyny. She's old.
Yeah, you can try, but
She's
again,
from another age when she has to take care of men.
It's not
watch her going
that
off
she's
to work.
it's not that she's necessarily old. I'm just looking at it from the money aspect. This woman has a lot of money. If I had this amount of money at 68 years old, I would quit my freaking job. I would go sit on my front porch, drinking my sweet tea, letting my grandkids run around in my giant mansion.
Listen,
I wouldn't be out there fighting for feminism.
Mandy, what you're saying though, you like you're joking around, but you have a really great point, because this lady has fuck you money. Okay,
she's got fuck you money for days.
Kennedy, because both of them do.
Yeah, both of them, but like this lady here, like this Marcia, is that how you say her name? Marcia.
Yeah.
Marcia has fuck you money, okay? Mm-hmm. So if she got fuck you money, why didn't she come out and say this sooner, right? Like,
because you just proved my point. Because it wasn't safe to do so. Because
safe for what? If you got fuck you money, you don't care. That's the thing. That's what it means to have fuck you money.
Here's the thing. That's rational. Hollywood is a different type of game entirely. You can't just go popping off at the mouth just because you can. Because next
you
thing
will
you
be
know,
locked out of everything.
Exactly.
Mike was a billionaire who created CAA, the most powerful agency in Hollywood history. And he made one comment that was seen as homophobic, one comment. And he has not worked in 20 years.
Done.
He went from being the most powerful figure in Hollywood. One comment later, he wasn't able to get a single project.
I remember that.
I mean, but I see Nina's point. Who the hell is she? She ain't got to worry about them canceling her. She don't do shit. She's just the right? What is? I mean, believe me, I talk some shit if nobody had nothing to hold over me.
Ask yourself. Why didn't she say this during the Last Jedi? Why didn't she do it? That the answer speaks for itself. She didn't do it.
Yeah, she
waited till this woman.
I don't think the reason she didn't do it is because she was scared she's not gonna work again in Hollywood if she comes out against Kathleen Kennedy. She probably wants some sort of, I don't know. At this point, it just seems like anybody else wants anything at this point when they post up on. Whatever.
Maybe she thought she would look like an asshole. She probably thought she would look like an asshole, like it's shit because I'm George's ex-wife. That's why I don't like it. That's why I didn't like the prequels. It's because I didn't get to do the editing on them. Maybe it's something like that. Or maybe she just didn't give a shit because she was pissed off at George and didn't want nothing to do with him or a shitty movie. Because if it was my ex-husband, that's how I would feel, even if it was the best movie in the world.
There you go.
I'd be a little spiteful.
Well, let's not forget.
Okay, Tom's got something.
Let's not forget. She edited all three of the first three movies and basically saved the first movie.
That's what I mean.
Right.
That's what I mean. So maybe that's why she didn't come out about how much she hated the prequels, because she didn't work on those.
Well, or
the sequels. Yeah. She worked on them?
No, but she did say she didn't like the prequels. She was made persona non grata and basically blacklisted from Hollywood by George.
Mm-hmm.
She said she went and cried over episode 1.
Yeah,
because it was so bad, supposedly.
I cried over The Last Jedi.
I don't know if I had an ex-husband, I'd laugh if he failed. I'd think that shit was funny as hell.
Yeah. Me too, Andy.
I want to actually recontextualize.
Yeah.
This is a paragraph in a book, right? That's getting publicized now.
Right.
So she made these comments, 4 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And said, you can quote me. So a couple of things happened. One is, no one's heard from her in those years, right? So I'm going to suggest to you that even if she had wanted to put out a press release saying, I don't like it, at the time, the media wasn't running nothing like that, right? Because they were in Kathleen Kennedy's cover. And this book comes out quoting her from years ago, because the people behind this book and people publicizing this paragraph felt safe to do it now. That's my entire point, that the environment of the industry has changed. She may have felt like, hey, I said it. I said publicly, I said it. I don't like these movies. No one published me, right? No one put my stuff out there. I even told his author, he didn't put it out there until years later when he felt safe to do it. Or, and so there's other people involved in how this information got out, and those people did not put it out until several years later, and I'm suggesting because they feel safe to do so now. They did not feel safe to do so before. The people behind this could have had their careers ended had they put this out before, setting her aside.
That's true too. That's true too.
True enough.
Right.
True enough.
It's okay. All right, I have to actually start winding down, and I
Actually,
like to come
we
in on
are.
Monday, say hello to three lovely ladies. Random thing. So, Mandy, I just sent you an email. We want to talk about that thing I've been talking to you about. I sent you the possible time for us when we can talk. Okay, so let's do that.
Perfect. Yeah, boy, we gonna do it. Yeah.
Because I know Mandy has to drop because you guys can both drop at the same time. So
you and I are gonna leave together.
Yeah,
that's right. We're going together, Cam.
We holding it down.
Rita, you gotta go to LA and help me navigate the Westwood Persian scene. You gotta help me figure that out. I've never been able to navigate that scene. I can't get into those parties. I never figure it out. I can't figure it out.
We'll get you in.
There's a couple super chats for you though, Kamran. So let me just quickly.
I know we do have to let Mandy go.
Yeah, we gotta let Mandy. Yes. So Mandy, let the folks know where they can find you, and most importantly, what you have coming up. Oh, and buy Mandy's book.
Yeah, and buy my book.
Tell Chrissy we said, hey, we miss you. Get your butt back here.
I will definitely tell her. So yes, you guys, I'm headed over to Chrissy Mayer's channel to hang out with Anna, that Star Wars girl, and X-Ray girl. It should be a lot of fun. So after this, y'all come hang over with us over there. I have had so much fun with you guys tonight. Cameron, it was so great seeing you. Nina, Lorena, I love it. You guys to the moon and back. And Tom, you are as sexy as always.
Oh yeah.
Wait, are you going? Are you going on Chrissy's channel or Anna's channel?
It's Chrissy's channel.
Okay.
So tell Chrissy I said hi.
I will
be on a channel with her and Carrie, from Unsafe Space. We were supposed to do like a movie commentary on the party, and it never happened. And so I want to get on Chrissy Mayer's channel. So just tell her I said hi.
I will let her know.
Brown dude would be good for her. Yeah.
I would definitely let her know. All right, you guys. I love y'all to the moon and back. Bye. I will see y'all later. Bye, you guys. Bye, my book.
Bye, Mandy's book. So just real quick, Kamran, there's a couple of super chats for you.
8:35 your time, Nina. Said it's Cthulhu.
Oh, the Dash D's one.
Let's see.
If Amber is as evil for $5.
Okay, Amber. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Dash D's for $5 says, if Amber is as evil as Kamran says, I hope her nanny is nice because that poor bugger's life would be hell.
I felt so sorry when I saw
Mommy
that.
Dearest. That's all I was thinking.
I mean, being raised by a psychopath is not a good thing.
No, and then the other one is by Ichulu for $5 says, Kamran, I beg you to read the manga Scream Queen Billy, oh my God, I can't read this. Billy Lee. It is a perfect new genre of horror, and every chapter just cries out to be a movie.
Okay. I don't know this manga, so if you can send me a message, you can send me a message through my Instagram, which is, my name, Kamran Pasha 72. DM that to me, and I'll look into this. I'm just not familiar with that manga, but it sounds cool.
I think that's pretty much it. Oh no, wait, there's another one by Just Nova.
Okay.
For $5 says, hello, ladies and jets. Kamran, who do you think would be the first from Disney Lucasfilm to respond to Marcia's comments?
I don't think they're going to respond. They're going to just let the water flow.
Oh, they're going to bury this.
If they let Gina, they fired Gina Carano, didn't see a freaking thing, official press release. They're not going to say anything about this.
They're just going to ignore it. And like I said, I think we're going to see more and more of these kinds of grumbling things come out, which is the whole point, is just to throw tomatoes and eggs at Kathleen while she's getting her, it's the emperor has no clothes. It's like, everyone eventually, when they realize the emperor has no clothes, by the end, they're all jeering the emperor. Remember, and how that story ends, the emperor still has to preserve his dignity. So once everyone is jeering him that he has no clothes, he still walks proudly down the street naked, right?
Right.
And that's how she's going to do it. She's going to take her awards, and they're going to jeer her all the way out. That's my view.
I hope so.
I think they're gonna throw her a little party.
I think that's it for you, Kamran. So
thank you, ladies, for letting me come on. I love coming on. Thank you for the time that you give me on here. And Nina, thank you for
I love you.
With me.
I love you, man. I love you. I mean, I love you, and I want you to be right. I hate that bitch. I like
being challenged because it wakes me up.
But I'm always good. I'm still like very pessimistic about it. But
Are you Capricorn? What's your zodiac? Are you Capricorn?
Me? No, I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's really good to see you, though.
It's great to see you. And for people watching, I think we still have a lot of viewers. I think we've got like almost 500 viewers. That's great.
Yeah, almost 500. So before you leave, Kamran, just want to let people know, Kamran will be on the Dark Council tomorrow at 8:30.
At last,
finally,
after 2 years of asking to be on the Dark Council, and a bunch of white people keep flowing through.
I
just needed to be producer and to hook you up. Well, we can fix it.
I should turn in some of my black cards for that, shouldn't I?
You should. I've given you quite a few.
So yes, I'm delighted. So I'm
you and everybody else. Jesus. Thank you, Cameron, though, for hopping in here. We love it.
Thank you for letting me come on.
Bye, Cameron.
And before I go, people, subscribe to my Patreon. Every time I come onto this channel, I get like multiple subscribers. We're well over 60 subscribers in just like 3 weeks. It's amazing. And so I may even, after my intense discussion with Nina, I may put out an article this week about my thoughts a little more in depth about what's happening, behind the scenes with Marcia, and why this is what's the phenomenon behind why it's being released now. So I may put those out, but I'm talking a lot about, I just put out a really well-received article about my screenwriting method, which a lot of writers are reading and going, oh, thank you, this is really helpful. So it's in the links down there somewhere, but come join me on Patreon. It really supports me and helps me keep doing this. So it's cool.
All right.
All right, lovely.
Hey, love you, Cameron. Thanks so much for coming on.
I'll see you tomorrow with a dude.
Yes.
I'll be watching.
Channel. It's gonna be
all right, guys. God bless. Take care.
Good night.
Let's see. Where did we leave off here? Let's see. All right. So we have Deranged Lunatic for $1.99 who says, buy Mandy's book or the raccoon gets it. No, you don't have a car trying to run over a raccoon. It's a good thing Mandy's gone. That would break her heart.
Yeah, Mandy would not be cool with this. Oh my God.
Totally break her heart.
And then we had Cigar Gangster for $19.99. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. Thank you so much for the $19.99. Says, ladies, great show tonight, Mandy. I purchased King Spawn and Spawn 301. Based on your video, I have started to get into indie comics and I'm very excited. Thanks. I will pass on the message to Mandy. Thank you so much.
I just had to Google that so I don't forget.
To get
it. Yeah, because I don't want to forget all these cool comics keep coming at me. Let's see. We have Commander Ed Stracker of Shadow for $2. Thank you so very much. Rabbit chicken wrapped in bacon. Good. Yeah, everything's better with bacon.
That's true.
Oh, yes.
I'm still not into it. Mexican Iron Man, Mike, my friend, thank you so much for $15. Says grand opening soon. PF changes Rabbit Chicken Express to go, a fast food chain featuring the culinary stylings of Chef and DJ Tom Connors Jr.
I love you, Mexican.
How you doing?
That's amazing. So great.
Oh, let's see. We have Merlin's Id for $2. Thank you so very much, my dear. I only use homemade jerk sauce, ladies. Duly noted.
He's got a winky face there.
That's the only thing I can say to that. Yeah, I saw that winky face. Was that duly noted?
I hope I didn't miss any other super chats between Maryland
and
I did a quick check and I didn't see.
I don't think so, but if we did, please let us know, kids, and we'll try and get to them the next time for sure.
Yeah. So the other one though is Xenobit. Thank you so much for $5. Says, I've been watching anime since the 80s on VHS tapes. Me too, man. You have well over 40 years of unwatched entertainment at your disposal. 100%.
Yeah.
Classic anime is just.
I'm getting back into it. Like I binge watched Cowboy Bebop last month. I started getting back into some Sailor Moon. I'm like halfway into JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, which is completely freaking bizarre, and I love it. And hooked on is it Food Wars? I think it's Food Wars. It's the whole like anime about like it's basically Chopped set in the anime universe.
Yeah, but those are like newer ones. The older ones, the older stuff is so
like if
good.
I want to go back, like say if I want to watch Gundam, if I want to watch Robotech, if I want to watch oh god, I'll go way back. Like say if I want to go back and watch Speed Racer, which is one of my favorites. That's the first one that I ever watched.
I love
and
Speed Racer.
That sucker, like it never gets old. It never gets old.
So good. I didn't mind the remake of the movie either. I mean, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. Like it, but it wasn't the worst either. Like it was like, yeah, I mean, like it wasn't like, I don't know.
I was very
wary.
I was very wary about watching that, which is why I haven't watched it. Because it's like I kind of want to keep my memories.
Obviously, the anime is better. Obviously, the anime is better. It's just but it wasn't as bad as I imagined it was gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I might check it out. God, I got so much to.
No, you got other stuff. I forgot to ask if Mandy watched Die Hard.
Oh shoot, we forgot to ask her.
She had homework.
Dang it.
It's okay. We'll ask her next week.
Yeah, we'll catch her next time. Let's see. Dash D's for $5 Canadian. Thank you so very much. It's funny. You look at a crazy red-haired whack job and go, this biatch is nuking herself. Then she's on Maury hoping she's not the mom.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Damn. Lord Kaminoff 2 for $5 says, Kamran, did you hear China censored most Chinese heroic spirits in Fate Grand Order, including but not limited to Jin Ke, Lubu, Ku Xin, and Huang Funny. I'm sorry if I butchered any of those names, and I'm sorry we didn't read that to Kamran, but I will send him this message. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that super chat.
Let's see. Dash D's for $5 Canadian. Wow, Nina, 3 super chats in a row. That just may be a first world problem.
That is a first world problem. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Okay, so we're on to, why does that Xenobit one look like a duplicate? I could be not. Okay, good. I think it's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was messaging Kamran with that super chat. Dash Dees. Oh no, wait, we got that one. Sorry.
Xenobit. It's okay.
Xenobit, thank you so much for the $2. Says the photo where Aquaman was a skeleton. Oh, that's what you were talking about before. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's see. We have Mr. Tickle Truck for $5 Canadian. Thank you so very much. X-Men was named back when men or man was just short for human.
Exactly.
But is removing men from X-Men possibly strategic to get around a few copyrights? I'm like, what copy? I can't see what copyright, since now Disney owns Marvel. I think it's just they just want to remove. They want to take men out of it.
Yeah, they just don't like men.
They really don't. That's problematic. Because
I know what I was hinted, or basically the what I got from the conversation I had with the individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were just trying to get away from the X-Men part of it, and they didn't see why mutants was a big deal. And at this point, they're like, I don't know if they'll go that far as with the movies, but I wouldn't be surprised. And especially now if this lady's gotten more power than she had before, and if that's how she feels. I mean, and yeah, you guys got to remember how stupid some of these people are and how idiotic and the amount of fucking mental gymnastics that the monkeys in their brains have to do to get to these places,
It just ticks me off, because when I think, if they say mutants, it's like you pretty much want to include everybody. But when the X-Men was a specific set group and been like that for I don't know how long throughout the comics.
Yeah, and not only that, arguably most of the most famous X-Men are women characters anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I don't freaking get.
Storm, Rogue, Jubilee.
Exactly.
Jean Grey. Like those are the first few that most people think of outside of Professor X, Wolverine, and Cyclops. I mean, even that in some cases,
Gambit.
Even in some cases, I'll still think of some of the women before I think of those guys. So like outside of maybe Wolverine and Professor X, and just because they're so prominent, Storm is usually one of the first ones I think of, or Gambit, or Jubilee, and Rogue because of the movie now, because of Rogue and them
Mhm.
kind of flip flopping the that whole thing. But
Right.
yeah,
Rogue's my favorite X-Men, so obviously I think about her like before anybody else. Whenever I think about X-Men, it's like automatically like Rogue, Storm,
For
you know.
yeah. For me, it's like Storm, Jean Grey,
Jean Grey. Yeah.
and like Wolverine.
Yeah.
I freaking love Wolverine.
Yeah.
I can't believe they freaking made him gay. But anyway,
Oh my God, that whole like him and Cyclops being
I
gay
said I'm
thing.
done. I
Yeah,
said I'm done.
I was done too.
God freaking.
I'm about ready to freaking flip the freaking desk on that one, man. I was so angry. Like, no.
God. Let's see.
Wait, where are we at?
You're next, but it's Fanto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fanto 5692. Wait, I have to read this. Okay. 52. Thank you so much. No, wait, I totally read that wrong. Fanto 5692. Thank you so much for the $5. Says Skeletor, the original Wonder Boner. Wow. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's not. And I freaking love Skeletor, so I'll allow it.
You're not wrong.
It's really not. Let's see, we have Naked Fame for $5. Thank you so very much. The people who use ball spray know all about the Wonder Boner. They're full of beans.
Oh, nice. But Mr. Tickle Trunk, thank you so much for the $5, and thanks for being such an awesome mod. You're amazing.
Yeah, he sure is.
For $5, he says, she must be all those nasty words Twitter loves to devalue by crying wolf. Who would have guessed that George Lucas's ex-wife was Fandom Menace? Yeah, I mean, I think George is Fandom Menace, or has been for a long time. We just don't know.
He's what is it? Patient Zero.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty sure he was the dude that leaked like all the the Reddit stuff. Like, like Darth. What was that? Darth guy that leaked out all the Skywalker stuff.
Why am I like picturing that in my head right now?
That was George. Come on.
Yeah, I could picture him. Who, me? No, of course not. Of course not. Let's see. Rudy for $5. Thor uses Thunder Boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah. Dash. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I just said that was an easy one. Thank you, Rudy.
Dash D's, thank you so much for the $5. Says, I only had one run-in with a famous Star Wars hero. I was digging new rose beds and ran into Geode having a family reunion. I really dug it. Well, hold on. This is for you. Hold on. Let me get.
You getting Geode?
Thank you so much. This is Geode here. I was at the family reunion, and thank you so much for that. That was it.
Geode, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. We have Dash Dees again for $5 Canadian. Thank you so very much for that. Can you imagine Hogwarts in the States? The Quidditch final would be Gryffindor versus Michigan in front of 85,000 fans. That might have changed the story. I'm going to change a little bit and say Gryffindor versus University of Florida. That's what I would say. But
there you go.
Yeah, that's funny. That
is funny. That's hilarious. Oh wait, I gotta Just Nova. Thank you so much for the $5. Says, hello, ladies and gents. Kamran, who do you think? Oh, I think I read that one. Yes, I read that one. Who do you think would respond to?
Oh, okay. That's
yeah.
Fine.
So MJ1 Media for $2. Thank you so much, says Nina. She did say this years ago. We just found it. Yeah, but
it was just published this last week here. It's not.
Yeah, it's not
like it's been roaming around in the ether or anything like that. And there's some people who were telling me like this was something that Rinsler was sitting on, perhaps. and with him knowing maybe that things were going the way they were, with him more recently passing away.
Mm-hmm.
These things were kind of set in motion because he kind of was just, this was the time to get it out there, I guess. I mean,
Right.
Not to get into the too dark side of it all, but that could be real. But no, other side of this is like this is just published recently. But yeah, this was a interview from 4 years ago, so it's something that's probably been in the works for a while. But it's definitely taking over the news. It's been trending since this morning. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yep.
Tom, do you think like anything major is going to happen to Kathleen Kennedy because of it?
No, but it's not good.
I mean, of course it's not good.
I mean, who's going to argue with? I mean, you have Marcia Lucas, who's a woman. She knows Kathleen Kennedy. She is what we would basically call like the mother of Star Wars in a lot of ways. I mean, what she says it may not carry so much weight in the industry, but it's there's a lot of people who were like, ooh, sick burn.
She carries a lot of weight with the fans. Like if this was some no-name person who said this, I wouldn't care. But this is Marcia Lucas saying,
and she's got nothing to lose, right?
No. So, they'll just, give Kathleen Kennedy a little corner office someplace, haul her out for parties.
Hey, man.
My favorite part is where she calls her out right at the end.
Yeah.
Right?
I loved reading it. I mean, I was like, yeah, take that, bitch. Like Kathleen Kennedy, like fuck you, you stupid bitch. Like you deserve this and more. But
it's like 911. I'd like to report a homicide.
Burn. Yeah.
She is all but basically calling them out at lunchtime, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
To the schoolyard.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I like to phone get the fire department down here because freaking Kathleen Kennedy's on freaking fire. She got burned.
And Marcia would be his ex-wife.
Yes. Yeah, his ex-wife.
His ex-wife.
Yeah.
I mean, and to go back to what, I wasn't trying to be argumentative, but I mean, I've known for a while through series of interviews and articles and things George has said that like he has never really wanted to be pinned down by Star Wars, right?
No.
He meant it to be a one and done. He made a movie for 10-year-olds and then he wanted to go make more stuff like THX 1138.
Right.
Yeah.
American Graffiti and Star Wars were made on a challenge from his wife and Francis Ford Coppola because he had basically bankrupted Zoetrope Studios with THX 1138 and lost and cost them their Warner Brothers deal. And so furiously, Francis was like, why can't you just make a regular fucking movie with regular fucking people with a regular fucking story? And George is like, I could make a movie where it would get the audience engaged. I can get the audience to react. All you got to do is kill a cat. That'll get the audience to react. And Marcia's like, look, George, you're like a dead fish. Can't you just make like a comedy or a kids movie or a family movie or something like that? He's like, all right, fuck you guys. I will. And he went off and wrote American Graffiti. And then he made Star Wars. And that was basically his response to them saying, you can't make a regular fucking movie, George. And so he never expected that to be his career. He wanted to make all these tone poem things like THX. Like he wanted to do experimental short films and animated stuff. And, he was not like he would have probably, honestly, if he wouldn't have made Star Wars, he probably would have loved to be into like music videos and stuff. He would have loved to experiment with like David Bowie and shit, I bet. Like that's the kind of director he was. He was all into that kind of stuff. He wasn't like he did, he produced Labyrinth. I think that's kind of like a relic of that part of him being like, yeah, I long to be able to do this more artistic type stuff, but I kept getting pulled back by Star Wars to where when he did the special editions and the prequels, I hate to say it, it was almost like he did them out of spite. Like he didn't really want to do them. Like he did them because it was almost like an obligation because he was being bugged constantly by people like, when are we getting the next Star Wars movies? When are we getting the next Star Wars movies? And so, of course, when they came out and they weren't what everybody wanted, I can imagine he felt like, well, fuck, I tried. I didn't even want to do this shit in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That was his whole motivation behind trying to sell, You know, and actually, it's funny you bring up Howard the Duck, Hillis. He wanted to do Howard the Duck since the early 70s. He wanted to do Howard the Duck way before Star Wars was a thing. Like that's the kind of shit he liked to do, is abstract, off the wall, not the norm, right?
Yeah, very, very weird.
I just know because I was shocked that he was even going to do the prequels when they started. For me, it seemed like the Star Wars news related to George Lucas that I would always hear about was what he was doing with Skywalker Sound and what he was doing with ILM. Yeah, that was, and they were.
I don't remember the exact quote, but he said one time about the prequels, he's like, I had to do them because if I didn't do them after I died, I was afraid somebody else wouldn't screw them up, basically, in so many words.
Yeah, wasn't he totally into like the whole the transition between, God, I'm mixing up the names here, Tom, but like I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but like between like VHS and then like not DVD, but there was Laserdisc, yeah, like between Laserdisc.
Oh yeah, Star Wars was one.
He was a huge proponent for the Laserdisc thing. He wanted that to be like the next thing, and then
there's some nice art on some of those.
Well, it was because he actually used the Edit Droid, which was the first non-linear digital editing program, used Laserdisc.
Yeah,
that was why he was a big proponent of it.
Yeah,
but he was the one who flat out said back when he was making the prequels, he's like, someday we're going to be able to do this in real time. We're going to be able to look at the monitors and see the effects in real time, and that's exactly what we've got now on The Mandalorian. So his vision has come full circle, right? Like, so I feel sorry for him for getting screwed over in this last part of this, but as far as him selling and stuff to begin with, that is something he's talked about doing for a long time, just because he didn't want to be saddled with it, right? It's never been about the money. He's had more money than God, right? Like he could have retired 30 years ago and still be living off his Star Wars residuals and not have to worry about a damn thing, right?
Yeah,
he's got more money than a lot of people in Hollywood. So it's not about the money. It was about the fact that he felt an obligation to these things. They were his children. And I don't think he really realized what he lost until they were gone. And I think that's where
that's what I think. Because I was just like, I was shocked that he was, that he was selling Star Wars.
We have this vision of him like just, carrying Star Wars like it's this, holy grail to him, when I don't think it ever really was to him. You know what I mean? I really don't think to him it was as.
I don't think he appreciated it as much as
no, and it's hard for him to, because he was on the, you know what I mean? It's like
he was on the inside, and I understand.
And in the end, it's his creation to do with what he wants to. If he wants to step away from it,
I brought up Roddenberry as an example because he was somebody who was the opposite. He felt like if he wasn't a part of Star Trek,
that it would get destroyed, and it did.
Even to its detriment, even at that point, like he injected himself so much that he kind of almost destroyed it before TNG got started. But anyway, back to
we gotta get back to super chicks. I said super chicks. Oh goodness, it is late. Super chicks.
Let's get these super chicks out of the way.
Let's see. We have Action Com for $5. Pop quiz. Kathleen Kennedy is in the Guinness Book of World Records for what?
Bean flicking.
I didn't say that.
He's actually in there for being, I believe, the most prolific or most profitable producer of all time. But I think they're kind of overlooking that is just because of the Star Wars films. Because if you take those away, every other movie she's produced has been with her husband or with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. But wait, is this for real though?
Yeah,
she's actually in the Guinness World Record.
No, this is true. She's considered the
I
most
was just joking around.
No, she's considered the most profitable producer of all time.
Wow. Okay.
This is one I say to people, like, we can hate her all fucking day, and she could fuck up the Star Wars movies all fucking. She can make 10 more of them and fuck them up, and ain't nobody gonna say shit to her.
Nope.
That's what my point was to Kamran. I don't think she's going anywhere, and I don't think anyone's going to say anything to her ever.
And that's why I agree with Cameron, and I believe him up to a point to where I believe it's like, Chapek is only keeping her around now because she's been defanged, right? Like, there's no more damage she can do than she's already done. It's better to have her as at least a semi-ally than a fucking enemy.
Enemy, yeah.
That is the
Keep your
last
enemies
person you
close, right?
Because that, like I said, that is the Hollywood game that you
Mhm.
have to play. It's not like we act out here in, in the real world. What I like to say, Hollywood's rules are different.
Yeah, because imagine he gets rid of her, right? And then like the next week she'll be like, "Fine, I'll Me Too your ass," and then you'll be gone too. Like it's like like one of those games. Like they can't fuck each other over. They're as bad as each other.
That's Hollywood.
Yeah,
She don't
That's
even
it.
have to
Be
do
very
it
wary
herself.
when they're
Look at what
smiling at
happened
you.
to Les Moonves.
Oh,
Wait,
I
who's
mean,
that?
I'm not okay. He's the guy who
CBS.
was the head of CBS.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's a connection, but let's just say it was mighty motherfucking convenient that he was getting Me Too'd when he was.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
all during when Sherry Redstone was trying to make her moves and all this
Mhm.
shit was going on.
I remember that.
So,
see,
yeah, there's
that's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
talking about.
That's
exactly.
Hollywood.
And we just saw the same thing, not to the same extent, but they just got
All
rid of
day,
what's
every
his
day.
face. I just forgot his name, but the head of
Okay.
Paramount. They just fired his ass.
Sumner Redstone?
Really? I didn't hear about that.
No. Giannopoulos.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, he's
I did
gone.
not know that.
Ooh.
And they promoted
Why?
the
Because of Me
guy-
Tooing?
No, they didn't go to that extent. They didn't get him. They just fired his ass, and then they got the guy. Now they put the guy in his position who directed shit like what the hell movie was that? Norbit, like Eddie Murphy's Norbit.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Like the only
terrible.
good movie this guy has directed was like the Varsity Blues, the football movie.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Otherwise, he's done shit like Norbit.
Is
Like,
it my
yeah, that's
turn?
his career.
Yeah, it's your turn, T. Neal, 89.
T. Neal, thank you so much for the $10. Worth keeping in mind, and no disrespect, Nina, but never take what's said as face value alone. I never do, especially here in LA. The wider the smiles, the bigger the lies. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
yeah.
I totally agree with you.
My life. That was my life.
And I don't think that's a rule for LA. I think that's a rule for everywhere.
And I apologize.
Even more so when it comes to LA.
Definitely. I mean, that's like the most fakest place on earth.
Someone
is
who's lived in
LA.
that bubble goodness. It's like, oh my God, I'm so glad to freaking get it. I'm sorry, Tom. What were you saying?
I was just saying, it sounds like I'm having issues with my mic. I apologize. I think it's the weather because like I keep getting like, quick black flashes and stuff like that. Like the net or the power hasn't gone out yet, but it'll jitter when I get a big flash of lightning. And so I wonder if that's kind of causing it. So sorry about that, guys. I'll try not to talk so much from here on out.
No, you're fine. It's just once in a while, like you'll go like really loud, and then you'll be back.
Yeah,
But
I'm thinking that's the
usually fine.
case.
Okay. So let's see. We have Man for $4.99. Thank you so very much. When Kennedy is called full of beans, is that like when my wife tells me you are so pretty? Oh. Yes.
Cute. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. It's like when the Southerners say "bless your heart," right? Like,
yes,
it's that.
Yes,
like
we're
you're an
insulting you,
idiot.
but we're being polite about it.
Yeah. Okay, and then Xenobit, thank you so much for another $5. Said when Kamran said KK naked, walk of shame, my mouth started watering like I was gonna vomit because I thought of KK naked. Oh, yeah, that's not a sight you want to imagine. Oh man, now I got that image in my head. Thanks a lot.
Kind of stuck. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to skip to this super chat because it's huge. Raymond Huey for $100. My goodness.
Thank you.
That's so generous of you. Oh my gosh. This discussion has given me so much to think about. Kamran and Tom, you've bought your usual solid wisdom. Ladies, you're the best and present your cases in your always impossibly stunning ways. I love the passion all of you bring. Please don't change. Love to all.
Oh, Raymond, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Thank you so much, Raymond. Yes. Every week he comes through with a huge one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My goodness.
And then to go back where we were, where were we?
Jesus, right before it, right?
Yes.
Right before. Jesus Davila, thank you so much for the $5. Says, I'm no longer a fan of Toxic Femme as I am now an air conditioner. Hail Toxic Femme, hail Kamran, and hail the chat. That's hilarious.
That's funny.
For a second, I got worried. I was like, oh no, what did we do?
Oh my gosh. And Jesus, I love that AVI. I love the Scream movies.
Yeah, yes. I wonder, are you waiting for like the fifth one, the new one?
I don't. Jury's kind of out. I mean, I'll probably see it.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. They're all reuniting. It's like the whole.
I know. It's like I have to watch it, but I'm scared it's gonna suck. But I have to watch.
I know.
Scream 5.
Scream.
Oh yeah, I'll watch it. But...
Yeah,
I'm watching it.
Yeah, I got to. Scream
is it coming out this year? Like, is it coming out for Halloween?
I don't think so. I think it's next year.
Oh, okay.
Halloween Kills is out this year.
Yeah, Halloween out here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. I'm excited about that.
I think it got delayed because of the whole Coof thing. Because I think it was supposed to film and then so
that sucks. I was kind of excited about Scream this year, but okay. And then Hillis Mallory for $5.
Not without Wes Craven.
Oh, what?
Well, he passed away, so they can't make it with him.
Oh man, crap. Oh, God.
Hillis Mallory, thank you so much for the $5. Says, "Holla, y'all. Where's Mandy? Mandy's off to.
Mandy's on Chrissy Mayer's channel making some.
She had more important shits to do.
We told her, make that money, girl.
Yeah, you gotta make that money.
Yeah. We're finishing up though, so we're not gonna be here much longer ourselves. Dash Dees is next though on the list.
Let's see. Oh, Nina, why don't you take this one?
Dash Dees, thank you so much for the $5. Says, oh damn, Nina, I think we got Trudeau again. You got a genius room till, guest room. You got a guest room till my work visa comes through. Oh no,
Trudeau?
No way. Yeah, but did he get majority though? I don't know. Also, isn't the elections tomorrow? I
don't know. I'm not Canadian, but I keep hearing all these people who do not want Trudeau back.
No, nobody wants Trudeau.
We don't. Nobody wants Prime Minister Blackface.
No.
Just a reminder, kids, that Toxic Femininity is brought to you by Rabbit Chicken Meat.
No, you're right. It was today was the
because Script said he went out to vote.
Yeah, I didn't vote.
Oh, see, we got Adam Wofford for $10. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
My question is, why didn't George Lucas hire Star Wars fans to continue making movies, or had different directors taking turns making movies before Disney?
He kind of tried that, and nobody wanted to do it with him. He asked Ron Howard and Steven to direct the prequels, but they said no. Plus, there was the whole deal with the Directors Guild, because George dropped out of the Directors Guild and shit like that back in the 80s after the whole kerfuffle with Empire.
Yeah,
he paid his fine and he's
that.
like, fuck you, and he walked away because they fined him. They let him go the first time with first Star Wars, but they made some big hullabaloo about the credits and how they were supposed to be, and so they fined him, I think, $10,000 for Empire Strikes Back for not having and they let him go on the first film.
Now. Yeah.
Let him go on the first film because he was the director. But since Irvin Kershner was the director on the second film, they fined him. And so he went and paid it. And the same day he went and left the Directors Guild. So that was always another thing. So he was always trying to find directors who were not in the guild after that as well. That's why Ralph Marquand or whatever got the job for part 3. But yeah, and then when the prequels came along, he did want other people to take him over, but it just got to a point where he figured, he was better off doing it himself, because he was satellite directing Empire and Jedi and Willow anyway. From what I mean, you can see the video out there where he's basically telling Ron Howard what to do while they're making Willow.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was on the set all the time. But yeah, so he already was kind of an ever-present producer as it was. So I think he just figured, fuck it, I might as well do it myself.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. And then Xenobit said, I heard Lori Lightfoot could pull off Freddie K.
Oh my God.
I thought she was Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. For sure.
It's showtime.
Beetlejuice. Oh man,
God.
you guys are amazing.
Yes,
For
and you guys,
hanging out with us.
thank you so much for being here. There's over 500 of you at one point watching, and of course, we want to thank Cameron for hopping in as well. And as always, the ladies did an excellent job putting the show together tonight, as they always do. So I want to thank them, and plus dealing with the weather here. I want to thank Nina again for the extra hand in the super chats.
Hey, no worries, man. Anytime.
That always helps. So with that, I just want to thank everybody and say goodnight to the folks out there. Is there anything coming up that you want to plug, Nina, that you got going on?
Yeah, so Wednesday, John and I will be hanging out again on my channel. So Infinite Talk Wednesday, come and hang out.
John, I gotta hang out with him again.
Come hang out with us, Tom.
Yeah, I should. And then Lorena, anything you got going on?
Yeah, so tomorrow, of course, at 8:30 p.m. on Abu Nasser's channel, of course, is the Dark Council. So we get over there with
Kamran Pasha, right?
With Kamran Pasha.
Kamran
So
Pasha.
I hooked that up, and we got Kamran Pasha on the Dark Council finally. So that's going to be a great time. Thursday at 5 p.m., Matt Kadish of the Salty Nerd podcast will be mine and that Steven Seagal's guest for the after school
Tell
special.
Matt I said hello.
I certainly
Definitely
will.
say hello for me too.
Certainly will.
Yes.
Also say hello to your fat assistant.
Oh yeah.
Tell him fuck you. Where's my $500?
And Friday, of course, is the lunch table show at 12 o'clock, and Matt from Bud Boy Productions is going to be
Matt,
my guest. Yes,
nice.
Yes.
Yes, and Valiant sends in $9.99, says, "Have a great night. Enjoyed the show. Thank you for the support and friendships. And hopefully my next birthday will be at 10K subs. And hopefully, Tom, I can get a new show going soon. Stay tuned." Yes.
I hope so. When's your birthday?
Show. Wasn't it just the other day? It was yesterday.
What?
Recently.
I didn't even know that.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Mr.
belated birthday, Valiant. Love you.
Yes. And hopefully you had an amazing one with your family. And then we got a super sticker from Brett Cohen, who sends us
bravo.
Bravo,
Doug.
saying bravo. Clappy, clappy.
Oh,
almost like he's doing my little clap, my little.
He does, yeah, he does. It's true.
Late night stream, asked Xenobit 910. Never sleep again. You never know. I know Paulie wants to do a review of Cry Macho. I don't know if we're gonna do that tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And you never know when Mead Radio will flip on.
I know y'all always seem to come on when I'm either dead ass asleep or.
It's about the only time I can get away with doing it.
I'm like, man, I keep missing
I do
it.
try. I've been trying to get a few during the day here and there, but it's very rare that I can. Especially in the afternoon, it's almost like impossible. So, yeah. But yes, it was yesterday, he says. So, yes, happy belated
birthday.
Happy belated birthday, Valiant. I didn't know.
Getting lots of love from the chat as well.
Yes.
So,
yes,
definitely check back for when we're going to do that show. We're going to talk about some 4K stuff. We don't know exactly everything, how it's going to go yet, but we've been talking about it and discussing it. And
okay.
We're going to do something.
All right.
So, all right, kids. And with that, you got to plug your stuff, right, Lorena?
Yes.
Buy Mandy's book. Check out Cameron's.
Buy Mandy's book.
Check out Cameron's Patreon and all that good stuff.
Ooh, can we go raid Chrissy Mare's thing with
sure. She's going live right now, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hashtag.
Let's head on over there.
Toxic Fem Raid.
Please
send my regards, because I got to go to bed. So.
Okay, yeah. Hashtag
right,
Toxic Fem Raid, everybody. Chrissy Mare's channel.
Yes, please do. All right, kids. Till next time.
Bye.